Hold on.
Can you read that first time?
Thank you. I'm like, why is it not moving? I need the USB for that. Yeah, just give me that. Yeah.
Got some potato.
Ooh la la, that's way better. Way better. Can y'all move that red cup? You said I'm what? What you say, Garfield?
I said you gonna be jumping.
Nah, listen, man. Hey, Garfield, man, I'm trying for this to be my last time I got to deal with Kemet, so I got to get it all out. So, all right, no sweat. Move it this way, son. No. Just tilt the camera. Tilt it this way, son. Keep going. All right, that's fine. That's good.
Hey, by the way, Captain.
Yeah.
I hope you know I wasn't lying when I was talking about London. All right, I wasn't lying.
I didn't think you was.
I think probably one of the members said it, but I don't know if they got it on the camera.
Nah. Oh, you talking about with the school? Yeah, you lying about that shit. I don't know who told. Did somebody from my school tell you?
Somebody, what happened is they put me on a three-way car.
Mm-hmm.
I had to just beat them. And what happened is my brother is in the school.
Yeah, they lying.
So the dude in school is lying.
Yeah, no. Whoever telling you that they in the school is lying. Nobody in the school told you that. That's what I'm saying. Why the hell would we be scared of you, Garfield? Come on. Nah. Hey, listen, man. Listen. I want to thank you for that interview. I'll tell you afterwards. I'll tell you later.
Oh, you mean the one
No, the one we did on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to look into some shit?
Yeah. No, I shouldn't have to unless somebody don't stick within the realms of the debate. But I shouldn't have to.
Yes, sir.
Jabari, let me hear your mic. I don't know why you're...
Testing, I can't even mute it, I don't know why.
Yeah, everybody has to be muted so they don't interrupt. I don't do it already rules today. So you gotta record it. All right, so let me hear you again. It sounds like you got a good feedback. Go ahead.
Testing.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear it fine.
It sounds funny?
No. Hey, Jabari, go ahead and talk again, Jabari.
Testing, I'm a student.
What the hell is that you just said, Jabari? I know you. Wait, hey, Jabari, who you praying to, though?
Who am I praying to?
You said that's a prayer, right?
The divine forces.
I thought they wasn't real, man. I thought they was mythological.
The people in this world are real.
Yeah, no problem.
You think real?
I've never, you know what, this is the first time I've ever heard you say a prayer.
Well, I mean, we do everything online. I mean, our service is online, it's public.
Likewise. You know what, you're absolutely right.
At the beginning, I'm going to introduce you guys. Pretty much everybody will come to know you guys. So I'm just going to introduce you guys by names. And then after that, you guys have a 5-minute introduction, your opening statement. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a question. I actually left the link so that I can actually look at what's going on. Is that possible?
No, you know what you could do on here, Jabari? The only thing you got to do on your screen, you should see an option that says chat. And when you see the chat, you'll see something that says everyone, and so you'll see.
But that's for us. I'm wondering what the folks that were watching are going to see.
They're going to see exactly what we're seeing.
Are you bringing them all into a Zoom?
Yeah, so when you look in the chat, you'll see everything that you need to see. So what people are commenting, what they're saying, you'll see all. Oh, no.
All right, I'm gonna let everybody in right now.
Okay.
All right. Let me let everybody in. Peace and love to everybody. Please keep your mics muted and keep your cameras off. Right?
Right.
And I'm saying that with all due respect. I mean, people have been coming in and being naked, and it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous behavior. All right? So please keep your mics muted. If you do unmute your mics, I'm going to remove you from the live stream and you have to catch the recording. All right? Again, keep your mics muted. Do not unmute your mics. If you do unmute your mic, I will remove you immediately, and you'll have to watch the replay. Alright, 8:01, I'm gonna wait for 2 more minutes. Because I like to be on time.
Yeah, I agree.
Whoever orders the debate, you're gonna get a recording. If you miss something, you watch the replay tomorrow. Alright?
For all those that have just joined, make sure you support Tazaryach and Lily's Crazy with the fly ass butters Jabari was trying to clown me about. The butters will soothe your whole skin. You'll never use lotion again. At all. Guaranteed. And listen, I got body wash too, Jabari. I don't know if you know, I got body wash too. None. You probably want the fruity one. Yeah, you probably want the you probably want the fruity one. But I got candles too. I got incense. I got soaps. I got everything. Cot. Hey, Cot.
Yeah, I'm setting up the,
Is that recorded? Okay, no sweat. So I wanted to. I'll call them fruity on camera. I just wanted that recorded. Okay, that's right. This is full.
7 minutes in.
Again, everybody who comes in, please do not unmute your mic. People voting already. What are you voting for today?
I was gonna say, I don't know why you said it before right now.
At least until like the first round or the middle of the second. Yeah.
People voting already. Oh, why are you not? All right. Again, all right, let me start. I'm starting on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, peace and love, everybody. This is your brother Garfield, and of course on my new channel, Brother Garfield podcast.
I can't.
You guys can catch me live on YouTube whenever I go live. But I'm presenting you today with a debate between two fine gentlemen that I've known and respected for a long time. So first, I'd like to introduce his brother Jabari, who's the head priest of the Shrine of Maya. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Jabari.
Peace, man. It's good to see you. I'm pleased to see you. I'm looking forward to a spirited debate with my brother Tazaryach today. I think we're gonna have a good time. Strap in and get ready.
Okay. All right. And then for the next brother, it's brother Tazaryach, Captain Tazaryach from the ISUPK School in Harlem. And here you go, Captain Tazaryach.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Captain Tazaryach of the Israelite School of University Practical Knowledge. I am also looking for a spirited debate. I think this is a spiritual debate, not a historical one. So I'm looking to see what information will be presented from Jabari, and then we'll go from there. And, you know, we're going to see. And with that, I yield.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for the first, the opening statement is going to be 5 minutes each. And after the opening statements by each individual, we're going to have the first round, which is going to be 20 minutes each. Jabari, you go first. And of course, everybody knows the topic. Did Kemet, hold on 1 second, you probably here, so we don't mess up it at all. Hold on 1 second, time. A bunch of people still trying to get in.
Might want to wait a moment, no?
Yeah, let's get him, 3 more minutes, get him.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you, any of you guys have any questions? Tazaryach, that's you on the screen?
Hell no. Do I look? That's not. Listen now, Salakia. That is not me on that screen. I'm a little flyer than that. Salakia.
Oh,
Salakia. I'm just messing, man. That's my man Benaiah. That's my man. That's my man Benaiah. I just like to give him a stab. You put him there though. I didn't put him there. There you go. Now that's me. But I think you want to put it on Jabari right now because I think he's gonna talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know, let the
I
world.
think it's 8:05. I think we should wait a few moments.
Oh, okay, yeah. If y'all want to wait,
Yeah, I think.
put the Jeopardy music on. Put the SpongeBob music on.
All right, let's mute our mics and,
All right, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Hey, DeMonte Henry, I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to mute your mic, all right?
Those are people watching.
Yeah, yeah. So like the way they do it on the Zoom is so like with the
Mute your mic,
Zoom,
I'm gonna kick you out.
you have to have a code. That's why they make it pay-per-view with the Zoom. So these are all people that are in it, which technically they could all be in the debate, which would be confusion, but they don't join the debate. So these are all the people that are just in it. You know what I mean? So we got 80 participants.
Shout out to Faye.
We get 20% of this money too.
Don't sign crime.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm unmuted though, so you can say
Hey,
what
by the
you
way, Captain, what made you
Oh.
text that last night, man? You texted that out of the blue.
Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you live now, but I'll call you afterwards. It was some information I was reading that made me realize why you said what you said. You still wrong though, but I realized why you
I ain't
said
worried
it.
about me being wrong, all right? I ain't worried about that part.
I'm glad you said it because it's just history. That's my point about history. History is extremely subjective, but
Wow.
I'm gonna listen. If I could tell you, let's say if it doesn't come out in this debate, I'm gonna call you afterwards and tell you why I say that.
History is acutely subjective.
No, don't worry about it, Jabari. Don't worry about it. That's a whole nother debate. Yeah, mute your mic, Sonny. All right, thank you, Sonny. Peace and love to the HOK leader and teacher and guide.
Who's that? Sonnet ain't no teacher, man. But Sonnet is the greatest platform for black people on the planet. I'll give him that. But the teaching
I'm not a teacher though, brother. Come on, man.
Sorry, you not.
I'm not a teacher, but you're a teacher.
Absolutely,
Oh, man.
absolutely. So, but listen, I gave you the greatest.
I want to debate you next, Captain. I want to debate you next.
No problem, Si. But I gave you the greatest accolade. You're the greatest platform for black people. You're the greatest. I will never, and I'm saying that on everything I love, you're the greatest platform for black people. There's not a better platform for black people. But teaching is not your lane. And that's fine. Your lane is providing a platform for us to come to. That's your lane. But teaching, you know
Are you
that.
saying that? Are you saying that because I put you third in my best top Hebrew?
No. I would say that irregardless. Like you just
That's
not.
great though, Captain. That's good. That's the top 3.
Hey, Si, you can have us off the list. It wouldn't make me change the stance. So you can have us number 1.
All you gotta do is include Africa, and then you become my number 1 automatically.
Because you have respective persons. All Africa gotta all Africa gotta do is include Haiti and blacks in America, and then they might be able to get in my top 1,000.
Dang, 1,000?
1,000.
Dang.
He thought I was gonna say top 10, top 5. Why for this? Yeah, Si, I'm gonna have to put you.
I'm gonna ban myself from Sonny after.
Yeah, hey, Si, I'm gonna have to put you on my Summer Jam screen for putting GMS as your number 1.
That's great.
I'm gonna have to put you on my Summer Jam screen. Don't get mad, or anything like that.
Cue the takeover.
All right.
Yeah.
Give him 5 minutes. All right. Mute your mic, Sonny. Mute your mic. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, House of Consciousness and Sonny the Single presents Is Kemet the root to biblical thought or ideas, and which way of life is better for our future? Kemetic or biblical ideas? All right. The Kemetic way or the biblical way? Now, Jabari's gonna be making his open statement in 5 minutes. And we're gonna start as soon as my brother tells me he's ready, and I have my clock ready to go. As soon as he says he's ready and he starts speaking, we're gonna have his first round. This first round is Kemet the root to biblical thought / idea? So on you, Jabari.
That's the whole topic of the whole debate, right? You're just asking me for my opening, right? That's what you're asking.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, as soon as you start talking, I'll
Okay.
get the clock on.
Okay. Well, let me first say peace to the family. I'm so honored to be able to speak to you again. I truly believe that this will be an interesting debate. It has been years in the making. There are many people who have asked me to speak to Captain Tazaryach, and of course, there are times that he actually has been, okay, let's just say, he's put on the sneakers and he's run away. Tonight, he's not going to be able to run away.
I like that.
Tonight, he will not be able to run away. And I want to be really clear about what this debate is about. If you are talking about whether Christianity, whether the biblical tradition,
That's why I said that,
has its
because
origin in
see how
Christ,
he's saying Christian.
that is
No,
in
we can't.
fact a historical.
That's why I said Christianity.
I don't know what else you could consider that. Maybe it's an alphabet.
I'm not talking about
You want to see
Christianity.
what alphabet comes first?
I don't. No,
That is
I
a
don't.
historical debate. There
Right.
is
And
no
they
way
cannot hear me, man. I
for
just said
that
that.
not to be a historical
I'm professional.
debate.
I'm
And
professional.
so I am looking forward to this conversation. I must honestly say to you that I was a little surprised that our dear.
I'm surprised he's saying what he's saying.
made it to this topic, because as a historical debate, you're speaking with some.
No, no.
the folks on
He
this
really
team
thinks the
speak
Christian
with
route is the
some
best. I hope that's.
Thinks he knows the Bible better
And
than
so
us.
this is going to be of critical importance. Let me say.
He does think that.
Oh, that's
I want to say very quickly that, Barfield, I'm hoping that my screen is able to be shared.
No, y'all should pause this time because I don't see your. I see it now. I see it now, Garfield.
See it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I want to say to you that with regard to this discussion, there are a few things you need to do in order to engage in this debate properly. First of all, you have to have knowledge of both traditions. You must have knowledge of both traditions. How can you do a debate that is essentially of this versus that and only know this or that? And so this will be something that my dear brother Tazaryach will struggle with, because I know that he is not familiar at all with the Kemetic tradition. You have to have knowledge of the beginnings of the institutions that created the Bible, that institution called Christianity. And you have to have knowledge of the period when Westerners extinguished the Kemetic traditions and the Kemetic language in order to become the dominant tradition. And I want you to be clear, that is historical.
It's
That
not
is what we'll be
historical,
talking
man.
about tonight. And I'm looking forward to taking you through a journey of 3,000 years as we come to understand exactly how our ancestors gave civilization to the world, and how that life was nearly snuffed out by European tradition. That is what we will talk about tonight. And I want to be absolutely clear that you will hear not just from my words, but you'll also hear words from our greatest scholars. Now, I should say to you, I'll be moving very quickly. I did anticipate that this would be 3 rounds each, and it's only 2 rounds each. So you are going to be advised to really strap your belts on and be prepared for a really pointed discussion.
Is there anything
How do we understand that Africans gave the world its most dominant tradition? And we'll also perhaps get to speak about how those adherents to those traditions didn't just simply borrow those traditions. Borrowing a tradition implies that you've taken it and you've done it with respect. In actuality, what we have seen is that those traditions were stolen. They heavily borrowed from the Kemetic tradition. and then they speak ill of those people of those traditions. And so tonight you're going to hear that very clearly. One final thing before I relinquish the mic. I believe one of the things that our dear brother.
Can I get that water? It's an essential in the refrigerator. Can somebody grab that? Go out for it.
He's going to try to describe his tradition as Hebrew, while not taking responsibility, not acknowledging the history of those traditions that allowed him to have that Bible in his hand. Don't let him.
Go out.
This is a debate about Christianity. And I'm going to say,
You already said?
our dear
This
brother
nigga's dumb.
is actually a Christian.
That's not what the flag says.
Thank you.
You got 10 seconds, Jabari.
I just need you to hear that you really should be taking score. Don't vote at the beginning. Take score and see what you find at the end. Keep your mind open and be prepared for this session.
All right. All right. Captain Tazaryach, is Kemet the root to biblical thought?
Hey, can you have him unshare his screen? We tired of seeing that devil on there.
Okay. All right.
He got an unshare screen. He must have thought he was debating Pastor Bennett or something, man. I don't know what he thought he was doing. That gay ass, this is my 5 minute start right now, right?
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Is Kemet the root to biblical thought ideas? Your opening statement starts as soon as you start speaking.
I appreciate it. That gay ass nigga that he put on there is not who we debating. He put that gay ass picture of Caesar Borgia, who was a homosexual. Leonardo da Vinci was his lover. That's not what this debate is about. This is not a Christian debate. Listen, I want to get this out the way because me and Jabari are cordial, right? So I don't want whatever I say in this debate to take away from the cordial or the camaraderie that I have for Jabari. I respect him as a debater, XYZ, but this is a debate and this is what I do. With that said, this is not a Christianity debate, nor is this historical. The subject is, does the Bible copy from Kemet? So he has to go to book, chapter, verse, and show where we took our spirituality from Kemet, where we took our laws, our high holy days, our rights. That's what he has to show. I don't want to hear none of that shit about where Christianity comes from, if we bring up Horus and Heru, or what they say, Horus and Heru and Christ come from Horus, or whichever name they want to call it, because Christ didn't get fucked in his ass. I'm sorry. Heru did, or at least got attempted to, which we're going to read. So if he's going to really show that we borrow spiritually, he's going to have to show where our law, because if I read one verse, this debate is over. Leviticus, the 18th chapter says, after the doings of Egypt, ye shall not do. We shouldn't even have this debate. There's no influence. If he goes the how is the Bible written route, then I will show how our Bible says there's no plagiarism from Egypt in it. I have the sources for it. It's not that deep. I don't know why he took the debate. To be honest, people ask me why I took the debate. Jabari made the point to say, I got on my sneakers and was running pretty good. I would say the same thing too, Jabari, in all honesty. I would say the exact same thing, because here it is, you asking to debate this guy and he keeps not wanting to debate you. Maybe you're just not that important. Maybe we have other things to do, because I don't make the decisions of myself. So Kemet is really, after this debate, everybody will realize that Kemet is really at the bottom of the totem pole. Kemet is like the dust of the earth, like Adam was when he was in that low state in the dust of the ground. Because I know he probably going to try to say Adam and Eve, they was not the first people on the planet. But Kemet is like that dust of the ground, with that shit that they really only into Kemet because the white man is into Kemet. There's other cultures that predate Kemet, that conquered Kemet, Nubia being one of them. So why do we focus on Kemet? Because the white man focuses on Kemet. I don't care about Kemet because we're not Commission. So the onus is on him to show how spiritually we follow after Kemet. And then the onus is on me to show how spiritually we don't. And I think I'm good. Let me slow down before I get into these slides. And that's it. So I'm good. My time, whatever time I got left, I'm good to go. We can get rocking.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic.
All right. Peace and love to you. All right, there you have the opening statement from both gentlemen. Now it's the first round, and it's 20 minutes. 20 minutes with my brother Jabari, and I'm gonna start the clock as soon as.
This is where I wanna see what he says,
Again,
Tazaryach.
is Kemet.
This is gonna determine whether I'm gonna just use what I have lined up as my opening, or something he says is gonna make me
My brother
change it.
Jabari starts speaking, I'll start the clock.
I'm listening.
It's very interesting that our brother is going to say that this is not about Christianity. Let's be very clear.
Oh boy.
There are individuals who follow the Old Testament, or at least some of the books of the Old Testament. They're generally called Jews. But if you follow both books of the Bible, you are a Christian. And that is the reality that we're getting here. Now, in the last century, something quite curious happened. Several people of African descent wanted to actually look at the actual description of how the Hebrews were treated supposedly in their enslavement. And they thought that there were similarities. And so that is why they began to call themselves the Hebrews. They thought there were similarities. Now I want you to be clear, there are many things that are not similar. And the story of the Hebrews being enslaved, particularly in Kemet, never occurred. That's for another debate. But I want you to be very clear that that's the reason why there are people who say that they are Hebrews. But if they're following both books of the Bible, you know what they're called. Didn't your grandmother follow both books of the Bible? Your auntie follow both books of the
Hey,
Bible?
Jabari, your screen not
No.
showing. Hey, 1
But they
second.
are called. And so it is important for us to recognize that this debate is about Christians and also those people who would like to call themselves Hebrews. So, I want to be really clear that there are major features of the biblical tradition that have been stolen from the Prophetic tradition. The idea of resurrection. Now, I know today you might actually think, well, resurrection is in all traditions. But at the time that we're talking about, I will argue that resurrection was not something that was guaranteed. The majority of the people on the planet, in the known world, did not consider resurrection. This comes into the three Abrahamic traditions through the Kemetic tradition. The concept of a divine birth, the concept of salvation, the concept of a self-created deity, and the universe as a work of the Creator. These are all things that come to us from the Kemetic tradition. Resurrection. You see here what
Can y'all
is
see that?
generally called
Y'all can see
the
that?
judgment scene. And you are seeing this person, his name happens to be
Okay, I wanted to do something that I can't.
He is actually standing before the Machayot,
So
the scales, and he is deceased and is being judged. Now, if he is found to be Macheru, or true voice, he then gets to enter what some people today might call heaven, or the ancient Kemetic people would have called A'aru. And you can see here that he gets past the scales because his heart is lighter than a feather, and Heru introduces him to his father. By the way, something very interesting occurs here. When he gets past the scales, he is in many ways considered a Sar himself. Take a look at the Sar. You're seeing on the left, and this is something I wish I had more time to talk about, but recognize that the grape and the grain are sacred to a Sar. You are seeing the grape and the grain sacred to a Sar. You see the grain growing from the solidified or the mummified body from a Sar on the right, and the grape hearkening to the nose of a Sar on the left. This is the archetype of the body and the blood, bread and wine. So, I think that we also have to recognize that when we all view Asar, we should recognize that one of his titles was Kenti Amentiyu, which means first of the Westerners. The West is where, symbolically, those people who pass go to. So I want you to understand that if he is the first of the Westerners, he is the one that allows us to go to heaven. This is a concept that we see replicated in the echo that some people call Jesus Christ. And of course, part of the resurrection of Asar is the Tekeh, that thing that the Greeks call the obelisk. It was supposed to be.
You know what the obelisk is, right?
The
A dick.
that was recreated by his wife, so she could take in his divine seed.
I'm gonna say it just like that.
Pennant has been taken all over churches, all over Europe, and they use those techniques, those obelisks.
He's
to
right
decide
though.
when Easter
It's just not in the
will
Bible.
fall. Did you notice it?
That's the
Easter
point.
doesn't fall on the same day every year. Well, can you imagine that priests are actually using the symbol of the resurrected star to decide when the resurrection of Jesus will occur? And this particular one is in Saint Sulpice in France. You'll also notice the concept of a divine birth. You might not be able to see this image clearly. Let me give you the line drawing. You can actually see that this is us as a kite, as a bird, taking in the divine seed of a star. This is how we see the divine birth occur. It's not a birth that occurs through ordinary copulation. And of course, we know that this has been taken into the West as the concept of the Black Madonna as well. You are going to see that the Black Madonna simply hides the great lady known as us, also known as Aset, that the Greeks call Isis. That is what you are seeing here. And of course, the Pope prays to the Black Madonna as well. I think they know something that they would like us not to know. By the way, the idea of the divine birth actually is one that we see in the story in the life of Hatshepsut, that great lady who ruled as king of Kemet in the 18th dynasty, and also in Amenhotep III. The concept of a divine birth is something that was routine in ancient Kemet. It goes into the Christian world. It goes into the Bible. It goes into the Hebrew Israelite world. I'll give you that. And that's because of how important the concept of resurrection and divine birth actually was. How about salvation? You are seeing here that this person, who never actually was.
He's not battling Chris. That's what I said. He was battling Pastor Bennett.
And he's able to enter.
Pastor Bennett believes in the Mac. You know, he's saying this divine birth.
Right.
Where's divine birth in the Bible?
Right.
You know, virgin birth is not even in the Bible.
Right.
See the image of Saint Michael.
Like, what the fuck?
A biblical character,
He's
weighing people on the scales. This is
He's battling himself.
Like, this is fucking. Maybe it's gonna change, because maybe he's gonna turn up as it get longer with it.
And of course, the Bible says.
So far, there's nothing that I have to respond to.
In the glory of the Father,
Nothing.
with his angels, and
He brought up Easter in order, Easter's Passover. Passover has nothing to do with it.
That's what I'm saying. He brought up nothing that I have to respond. Kind of like, you need another drink? I don't want to be the only one over here drinking. Appreciate it.
And thus are the scales.
Oh, you still got some in your cup.
We also see a self-created deity. Take a look at this top of a miracle.
Not anymore.
The
water cat.
I hear the
It
word.
is symbolic of the
Everyone's
person
wild.
that hovers over the water and finds no place to stand so that he creates one. The Ben is the symbol of the creation that this divine being.
Hey, can I get another cube of ice?
As he made.
You want some? I got you, man. I know you don't want that.
No.
Shaw wants some though. Right, Shaw? You sure? Hey, as we take this little brief interlude, for those that's gonna watch this on Patreon, this nigga ain't saying shit right now. Y'all are seeing why I don't debate Kemet. All this would be good for like Pastor such and such. Where's the book, chapter, and verse at? He has to show Kemet celebrated this way or believed this way, and we believe that way.
Using different names of different deities. That is how
Water.
let's talk about how Jesus and Herod actually are connected, and how Jesus actually comes from Herod and comes from the Son. I want us to talk about this very clearly. First off, recognize that Herod, you are actually seeing the stele of a ruler by the name of Ron. This is at the Metropolitan Museum. It's from the 3rd dynasty. take a look at RonNet, and you'll actually see that on top of this device that encodes his name is Heru. The person in that item is a king, but Heru is his king. Heru is king of kings. He's also known as Shechem or Shechem, Tower of Powers. We also see Heru actually resurrect himself, or be resurrected by the hand of his mother. You're looking at the device known as the mechanism.
Jesus and Heru.
All this shit.
Yeah, you did. Joe, you did.
But you should understand that this and that is the reason why.
But I still want to go into my shit first before, like, I could do the Jesus and Heru in my rebuttal, right? So I want to get the gay shit out first, because we got a 5-minute
You
rebuttal.
have to mention Gab to push it out.
I got Gab, I got the gay shit. The woman shit I'm going to save later. But in the first round, I'm covering that Jabari says they're not literal. That Gab and incest. That's what I'm gonna cover in the first 20 minutes. And then if I can get to the women, I'll get to the women. But we'll see what happens. I don't need 20 minutes for the second round. I can tell you that already.
You have to destroy that
Of
The Jesus shit we're talking about.
because people believe
that
it.
allows one.
Well, okay, then I can. There's no. He would have to show. Like even in the source that I have, there's no stela of Anuk the baptizer. There's no stela of Heru getting baptized. No stela of him 12 tribes. None of that. And
You
then
have to bring it up.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying stuff that's not in there.
I'm just reinforcing your agreement.
Y'all see what I go through? You know I'm a 13,000. He's a 10,000. No, I'm just joking.
Did he not ask you though?
I did. I did ask him to do what he's doing. Couldn't ask for. This nigga said the word Christmas has its or. This nigga got Christmas up here, yo. This nigga got. Wait, hold on. I gotta screenshot this shit. I'm just gonna screenshot this shot real quick.
We know that the word Christ comes from the Greek. But
Let's
did you know
share
that
this.
our
Let's see. Bear with me a second, y'all. Just bear with me. I thought I saved
The
it.
anointing that
Oh,
the
there.
woman receives at a burial. Look at this image that Malcolm Hutton, the author that I'm referring to, took of this Rishi Hall.
Wait.
You're actually going to see the words for Christ, Haras, on this burial. And of course, if you look at Gardner's Egyptian grammar, you'll actually also see that the word.
Y'all know the word in Hebrew is different, right?
That the word for Christ
Word in Hebrew is
the
Mashiach.
is a reference to the Kemetic tradition. I know that Tazaryach is going to say he's not a Christian, but he does read the Bible.
What the fuck is he talking about right now, man?
You're seeing
That was
Yo, do y'all know how long I studied? Barakatah Yahweh. I studied so long for this.
This body, who is the
Son. For this. I
You
studied.
also see that this
Maybe he's gonna turn up. Maybe he's gonna turn up.
is taken from the Kemetic tradition.
Maybe he's gonna turn up.
Look at Mary here, the weeping mother. And you also see us on the left.
Even now it's stolen, huh? The weeping mother.
God damn, yo.
Living actually
Was the Mary here weeping at a cross?
the same sort of idea that goes into the concept of Mary is the thing that we see in the Kemetic tradition. And you might have heard this before. Us actual title was Mary, the doubly beloved. And so when we hear the word Mary, we are hearing once again. We are hearing once again an echo of an earlier tradition. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you will recognize that the Kemetic tradition is the parent of the one that was spawned by the Bible. The parent of the one that was spawned by
This day Floyd Mayweather?
So,
This day, I'm about to text Sonetta. This your Floyd Mayweather?
taken things from Kemet. I know that you have all heard that the Bible is the Word of God. I know that you have all heard that the Bible is the text that Christians, now I'm going to be nice to him, Hebrew Israelites actually are. Well, if it is the Word of God, then why are Kemetic texts in the Bible? Let's first look at the Shavaka stone. That large device, you're seeing it on the left here, that is now in the...
I gotta sing my song, yo.
This was
I gotta sing the song, Korah. You the only one know the song. You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall. Yeah. That's fucking stupid.
I've been saying that the concept of this divine force moving over primordial waters and giving life to the universe is one that you see here on the Shabbat. So many scholars have recognized the similarities. Sace in 1887, Yehuda in 1933 and 1994, and many others. The concept of this deity beginning to actually say, let there be light, and flying over the waters, this is something that comes from the Jewish tradition. How about Psalm 104 and its connection to the hymn to Aten?
Rob looking like
Look at the similarities here. On the left,
Okay, now he's getting somewhere. Now he's getting somewhere.
God, beside whom there is none. And then we see Psalm 104. Yahweh, my God, you are very great. How about the next one? How many are your deeds? You made the herds as you wish. You alone, all peoples, herds, and flocks. And then you see on the right, Yahweh, how manifold are your works. In wisdom you have made them all. Let's get down to the next one. When you
This
set
is new, but
in
the
West
bird
Road, earth is
I
in
know
is
that. You weren't about to hit me with this old thing.
You made darkness and light.
Nah, I haven't spoken to him. This is from
The next one. Every line express
Ishmael.
and the corresponding text of the song. The young lion.
That's that big ass ring I got that could do that. Yes, that's what they're good at. Making charms and shit like that, they could do that.
You must understand this must have been written by Akhenaten, the person that wrote the hymns to Aten. You must understand that Kemetic texts are in
Baltimore?
How about
Who?
Proverbs and instructions in the Bible? We've been told that.
Oh, he's in
Proverbs
Baltimore?
was written by Solomon, right? I believe that's what we
That's where they're leaving it for the cheaper
But
flight.
look at the similarities. You should know that.
Listen, I knew he was gonna bring up amino pep. I told you, Tazaryach.
There was
I told you he was gonna bring up amino pep.
1 and 1.
Existing life. It said that they were giving these sayings 3 weeks ago.
Wait, as a matter of fact, who
And
told
it
you
said
to
when they
look
read
that
that,
up?
they recognized that
Remember I brought it up?
a very
What?
similar Hebrew
When I
word.
said he gonna know Proverbs?
Yeah.
It was actually third saying.
Yo, no joke. We had a conversation and he's bringing up everything.
Everything we said in the conversation. He said horse and Hebrew. I said he was gonna bring up Proverbs.
And hear the words of the wise and apply thine heart to my doctrine. For it is pleasant if thou keep them in thy belly, that they may be established together upon that. And then, a minimum. Give thine ear and hear what I say, and apply thine heart to apprehend. It is good for thee to place them in thine heart. Let them rest in the casket of thy belly, that they may act as a pen upon thy.
On the Christian side, why would he bring this up?
They're 2 minutes to shut the fuck up.
That what you are seeing
What you are seeing?
is that the biblical narrative was plagiarized. That the Bible comes from Kemetic text.
Turn up.
And if you
Turn up! I woke up in my new.
the Bible is the word of God. In actuality, Africans should recognize that your divine force comes from you. I wish that more of us
He's
would
trying to get hyped.
recognize this
He
point.
tried to try. The last 2 minutes,
I'm truly
ran out of gas.
so family. I think it
Nigga,
is
there's
very
one song
important
left.
to actually recognize that these the most important pieces of the biblical language. And this is a historical book. How in the world can you read one book and say you have faith in that book so much if you know it didn't come from something? You have brought a knife to the man. You had better understand that this is the historical book. This is a historical event.
Them niggas were
I didn't
born.
even talk about the 8
He called me a
lines
rookie.
in the
He called you a rookie.
Rookie of the year,
Ten
nigga.
Commandments,
wow.
the 8 commandments that come from the commandments. So I want you to understand that we need to stop running from our African tradition and be unique. African rock, African.
You got 30 seconds left.
Hey, get that nigga that 30 seconds, man. I'm not unmuted. I'm not unmuted yet. Just say that shit,
I also want you
man.
to know that one of the things that people are going to try to do, they're going to try to say that because some of these stories are not exactly the same, that they must not.
What's going on, Mighty Man? You can give it to Shaw.
I
Slide,
know
slide.
everyone has seen this movie. It is called Star. But just because, and it's actually one of the highest grossing franchises in
This nigga pull out Star Wars?
Star Wars is space back. The story's not exactly the same. The characters are not exactly
Ain't a
the same.
nigga seen
But one
Space
clearly
Force.
created.
This nigga is a fucking clown.
I mean, I've seen it.
I seen it too.
Listen,
I'm just saying, like,
Spaceballs was the shit. I like Spaceballs better than Star Wars.
Star Wars is great.
Yeah. I like Spaceballs better.
You just weren't spiritual back then.
Yes.
Hold on one second.
Hey, I like Spaceballs better than Star Wars. I just want to point that out.
Is timid the room to do no thought or idea?
Let me see if I got this shit on my. Wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Garfield. I apologize.
Is timid the room to do no thought or idea?
Where's the screenshot that I just said?
Right there at the top right, sir. All the
I'll
way to the
start
top.
the clock as soon as you start speaking.
Okay, let me share my screen first. I wasn't gonna start here, but let me share my screen first, right? So I'm sharing my screen. It doesn't let me share the whole thing. So if you could work with me, right, it's gonna let me share this one screen, and then I'm gonna go to my PowerPoint. So tell me if y'all can see this. Can you see this thing right here?
Yeah, we can. I can. Yeah.
Okay, so that means everybody can see it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go to my PowerPoint, right? But what I wanted to point out, Jabari, don't get offended at words, right? But this nigga did not pull one, I don't even know what to call it, whatever, Book of the Dead, whatever you want to call it, he did not pull out. This debate is the Bible borrowed from Kemet? The way you prove that is by showing Kemet says this, the Bible says this. This nigga pulled the source from Express that got Christmas in it. The Bible don't have Christmas in it, nor does the Bible celebrate Christmas. The Bible is against Christmas. In Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, it breaks down the whole tree. So when he says Christian, like I said, if he was battling Pastor Bennett, this would fit just fine for him. But you're battling an Israelite, and you need to understand who you're, like, you've had like 2 years to prepare for me. 2 years. And this is the best that you got? So now I'm going to, Jabari, Garfield, if I could pause my screen, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm trying to get down to my PowerPoint. I don't see, wait, let me see, show all windows.
Hold up.
No, Sadnetta, you're not a moderator?
Hold up, Captain, hold up, Garfield. If you allow Captain to rebuttal Jabari, you gotta let Jabari rebuttal that.
They have a five, wait, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I have 20,
Start it up. Mute your mics on it.
Thank you.
Relax.
Thank you.
Relax.
Thank you.
Boy getting beat up, brother.
I don't know what he's doing. He listen, he in his feelings right now because the Floyd Mayweather about to get his ass whooped.
And pause that time.
Make sure this ain't none of my time, Garfield. I could do whatever I want in my 20 minutes. He has a 5.
Your time ain't start now. That's why I said that.
It's time to start.
But you shouldn't say nothing, Sarnetta. You shouldn't be saying nothing at all. At all. This is Jabari and Tazaryach and Garfield as the moderator. If he don't have a problem with it, you ain't got a problem. Don't let me check you now.
All right, go ahead. I'll start back your time.
I appreciate it. So now I got my, do you see my,
Yeah, you're good.
okay, I appreciate it. So now, wait, I'm sorry. I gotta, and the only reason I'm doing it this way is because it doesn't let me share my whole laptop for whatever. So I'm gonna do share screen, just pause for 1 second, and there's a folder I have to go to, and y'all might not be able to see it, but y'all gonna hear it. So I'm just gonna play a video, Real quick. Let me know if
I
y'all
mean,
can.
weak is what I mean. I'm being.
Can you hear that, Garfield?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because you want me to be African, I understand.
I don't
So,
want to be African.
I'm not African at all. But when I say I'm let's do the subject. When it comes to Anubis, right?
Yes.
When I say that's mythos, right, meaning you get the principle out of it. So the question that I had is, if it's mythological and it's not to be taken in the literal sense, why were there temples built to him? Why were there mummified dogs built to him? Why did the people back then believe they would have some type of interaction with this, whether you want to call it spirit, that they venerated as a dog? Why did they believe that you would have some type of interaction with him if it's not real? So now, in that principle that you're giving, why did they resurrect the temples, the idols, and so forth, if it's not something that they actually believed in? Not as a principle, but believed in.
But see, that's the reason why I'm glad I started with the description of the difference between myth and history. I'm glad that I did that, because I think that what people often do is they think that real is history. And in many ways, that was real, but it is not real. Myth is real. Myth tells us exactly how we should behave, how I should treat you as my brother. Myth tells us how I should interact with my wife. And myth tells me what sort of work I should be doing. And so, in many ways, myth is a higher resonance than history.
So now,
I
see,
mean,
I'm
is what I
sorry.
mean.
So now pause my time, Garfield, so I can share my screen to my PowerPoint. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to reshare. Then I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. Sharing, so you should see, does Kemet influence the Bible? Right? Do you see that there, Garfield? Garfield, you there?
You're clear.
Got you. So, okay, no sweat. So now, as y'all see, the reason why I played that video is because this debate is about, does Kemet influence the Bible? And there's a lot of things in Kemet that the Cometians don't want to accept. Like, everything he did was Christian-based. Christ in Hebrew is Mashiach. Even in modern Hebrew is Mashiach. It's not Christ. So whatever English translation that you want to make Kemetic, you can have it. But biblically speaking, is Mashiach, which just means anointed. So showing that correlation does not match. Even the slide you show, we don't celebrate Christmas. I don't understand why you did that. So now, this is the maxims of Ptah-hotep 5-3. It says, permit your humble servants to appoint a staff of old age. Let my son be allowed to succeed my position to that end, that will instruct him in the decision of the judges, the wisdom of those who have lived in early ages, and those who have hearkened to the gods. So Ptah-hotep hearken unto the gods that Jabari says is not real, is not literal. My next slide. Right here, wait, hold on, let me see if I could do it like this. Let me see, from current slide. Let me see, this might make it a little bit more better for y'all to see. So now this is the ancient Egyptian pyramid text. So here you have the horizon. So where I'm gonna read at is right here. I'm sorry, let me go back one, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna escape from that, I'm gonna go back up one. I apologize for that. So now here it says, the horizon door has opened to you. Geb's door has been pulled open to you. You shall enlarge at Anubis' voice, and he will qualify you Thoth, and you may be past the gods and set the borders of the sky or between the controlling rivers. Now, why do I have this part? To let you know that they believe not only in Geb, they believe in Horus, they believe in these gods. So the onus is on Jabari to show how that venerates into the Bible, because it doesn't. We only have one God, which I'll show you the scriptures for. So now here we have, and I have the link here where it says, millions of mummified dogs found in ancient Egyptian catacombs. In catacombs south of Cairo, researchers have discovered burial sites filled with huge numbers of mummified animals. The catacombs at a site called Saqqara are dedicated to Anubis. So Jabari would have you believe that they don't believe in Anubis, that it was just some type of principle you're supposed to get out of it. And this is the point of the debate, because if you can't show the Israelites, the God of Israel, saying worship Anubis, then we're not influenced by y'all. If you can't show us worshiping Geb, Horus, Osiris, whoever you want to call it, then we're not influenced by Yah. It's simple. It says, archaeologist and Egyptologist Salima Akram, a professor at the American University of Cairo, has worked extensively at the site and writes that acts as offerings to a particular god, and because some were seen as physical manifestations of a specific god that the Egyptians worshipped. So Jabari is going to have to show me, not during 2021's time, but he's going to have to show me during back then that they did not worship and believe in those gods. We'll go to the next slide. This is ancient Egyptian literature, read by Miriam Litcham. Now, y'all notice the difference between him and I? This nigga just put up some PowerPoints and you just got to trust whatever source he said. At least I'm giving you the book, page, etc. So this is ancient Egyptian literature by Miriam Litcham. What I want y'all to pay attention to, let me shrink that down, good. This says here, the prayer to Amun, the prayer to Thoth, the prayer to Amenhotep, the prayer to, so those are the prayers to these people. So if they're praying to something, then they're worshiping something. And so he would have to show where we pray to Atum, we pray to Thoth, we pray to Anubis. That's why I said this debate is not historical at all. This debate is spiritual. And if he's really a spiritual commission, he should show that. Or, at best, what he should say is that Christians did not use the Bible, but Christians chose to follow after Kemet. I wouldn't have no problem with that. But you just can't put that on the Bible. So now here we're reading page 112 of that book of the ancient Egyptian literature. And this is a prayer to Amun. It says, Pilate, who knows the water, helmsman of the wheat, who gives bread to whom he has none. These are all prayers. Now, I'm not going to read these prayers because I don't give a fuck about Amun, Thoth, Kemet. I don't care about none of that. But Jabari needs to answer why they're praying to what he says is not real. Even before we started this debate, this nigga prayed. And the first thing I said to him is, who are you praying to? I just want to know who you're praying to. If you're praying to something that's not real, and I just want him to explain it to me. I need to know. I'm going to keep going. Next slide. These are the million gods. Now, I got this off of Wikipedia. Now, some people might laugh at Wikipedia, but I don't give a fuck about Wikipedia like I don't give a fuck about these Egyptian gods. But you can verify all these Egyptian gods. Akur, Amun, Anubis, Aten, Amenet, Anuket, Hathor. All of these are actual gods. It's about 40 of them in here. And let's see about us. In Exodus 20:1, it says, And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt and the house of bondage. Thou shalt not have no other gods. And just so we could be clear, because he might say it's not gods, it's netters, whatever that means, nature, whatever you want to call it. For us, God just means power or authority, judge, ruler, king. So a god is subjective, meaning you could be a god in a position of power, or you could be the Most High God. Right. So when Christ says, thou shalt not have, when the Most High says, thou shalt not have no other gods before me, the Most High God is the only power. But humans, meaning we can look at other people, images, idols as gods. And the Lord said, we shall not make unto thee any graven image or likeness or anything that is heaven or above. That's the first thing. Let's go to the second. We do not practice incest. Why am I talking about incest? Because I'm not talking about incest from a person to person, what they might do. I'm showing they gods practice incest. In 2010, I'm showing two things. I'm going to show that they practice person to person and their gods. In 2010, a team of Egyptian and German researchers analyzed 11 mummies dated from the 18th dynasty, were closely related to Tut, King Tut, I'm going to just say it like that. The mummies were scanned and DNA extraction bone tissues carried out. The information that they could get these analyzed enabled them to identify these mummies in the royal family. And what they found out, as y'all can see from this, is that King Tut's mother and father were brother and sister. That's why when we read Leviticus, the 18th chapter, and let me not forget Gad. Because Geb is going to be on the Summer Jam screen. Shout out to Sinat and Jabari. So now, Geb and Nu, in the Egyptian folklore, they were brother and sister that were having sex. These are the netters. These are the so-called gods. And they having sex, and the father got to separate them, and that's how you have the earth, and that's how you have the heaven. Show me that in the Bible breakdown. Show me that in Genesis, the 1st chapter, that there's some entity that's in love with another entity, they fucking and having sex. Just show me that in the Bible. That's how you show an actual influence in the Bible. Excuse my vernacular, but I hate when people try to say we copy. I actually love the Most High. Read Elijah when he battled the 450 prophets of Baal. You'll understand why I'm talking this way. So now, when we go into our law, Leviticus the 18th chapter, this is why I said this debate was over before it started. Leviticus 18:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. That's our core principle. At best, the only thing you can show me is where we disobeyed our core principle. But our core principle is not doing after the ways of the Egyptians. This is simple and plain. And when you go into it, the nakedness of thy father, of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. Thy brother, thy sister, thou shalt not uncover. And we see the gods as having sex with each other. And here's what's heavy about it all. I want y'all to pay close attention. The writers of the Bible are humans. I mean, they're men. The writers of whatever they call that shit in Kemet are also humans. They are men. What was going on in the nigga's mind to say, I'm going to write about a brother and sister sleeping together? It had to have been happening. Or maybe they were the ones doing it. Especially if the pharaohs themselves were sleeping with each other, they had to be doing it. And we were against that. We did not condone that. Moses is brought up in all the ways of Kemet, and he saw that shit and said, let me not be about that. And let me tell you what's heavy about that, because what I'm about to get into next is what they always say the Israelites go to. You look at America today, which is what Egypt is. America today is heavily homosexual. And Egypt is also heavily homosexual.
Right.
They don't have, like, if you take the Bible out the equation, there would be nothing against homosexuality at all, period. All that negative confession shit you say, Faulkner, which I'm going to show, Faulkner breaks it down that it was a catamite, meaning it was something I didn't lay with a boy that was groomed for that. So now we got to look at who's breaking down what. Let me keep going. I digress. So now the next stage, this is homosexuality by the gods and the netters. I think I titled this perfectly, right? So now you see Horus and Seth. Remember, he brought up Horus and Seth. Maybe I'll address that in my rebuttal round, because I don't know why he thinks Horus and Seth, Horus and Jesus are the same. But now, the part that he won't tell you, show me book, chapter, and verse where with Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Just show me book, chapter, and verse where any man attempted to fuck him in the ass. Excuse my language. Just show me that. Because here it says, this is, again, the book of Miriam literature, Egyptian literature. It says, then said Seth to Horus, come, let us have a feast day at my house. And Horus said to him, I will. Horus went willingly to go hang with a nigga. Now, when evening had come, when evening was come, a bed was prepared, and they laid down together at night. What nigga is laying with? Show me this in the Bible. When a nigga lay with another nigga in the Bible. Just show that's all I want to see. Don't let me loose. Don't bother me no more. Then it says, Seth let his member become stiff and inserted it in the region, inserted it between the thighs of Horus. So now you got another nigga coming up on another nigga's ass and inserting it in between the thighs. And then Horus caught the semen. What that tell you? Seth pulled out. That wouldn't mean he like, hey, pull out, pull out, pull out. What type of gay ass shit are we talking about? Show me this in the Bible. This is spiritual. This is their so-called netters, or this is their so-called gods. So we have to continue with that. When you read page 220 of the same book, it says Seth called semen out of, Horus called semen out of Horus' ear. It's in there. It's in there. It's in there, shit. It's in there, shit. Yeah, he wanted to hear where he was coming from. He wanted to hear where he was coming from. So I'm going to go to the next slide. So now, this is, again, so now y'all might say, Jabari might say, well, you ain't going to understand the Egyptian writings. Let me tell y'all something. If a nigga wrote that shit today, you would understand exactly what he's saying. Little Nas X letting you know exactly what he's saying. Right. And this is what I mean when I say Egypt and America are the same. Because America right now is pushing homosexuality throughout the pores, throughout every social media. Everything you see is making our men effeminate. Look at this Egyptian picture. Show me this biblical picture. If you want to show me that we copying from Kemet, show me where a nigga in the Bible got his nuts and his rod aimed at his mouth. Just show me that. Now I'm going to show y'all the remix. Pause my time for a second. Let me put them on the Summer Jam screen. If y'all don't call this gay, right? I'm going to stop my screen 1 second. Then you can't call this shit gay. Can you see my screen, Garfield? Tell me if you see my screen. Garfield, I need you to unmute. Tell me if you see. Wait, hold on.
You had something up earlier, but I don't know, it's not here.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen again. Hold on. Let me stop. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. Make sure my timer stops. Where my folder at? Okay. Can you see this folder that I'm showing right now?
Yeah, I can't see. Which one are you pressing on?
I hit share my screen and I'm trying to show this picture right here. Can you see this picture I'm showing?
Show the picture.
I'm showing it.
It's not coming up though. We only see the screen with a...
All right, let me see if I stop share. I'm going to share again. Hold on. I don't want this to influence on my time. I need this picture to be shown with all certainty. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
I don't know if I want you to show that picture.
No. Wait. Here you go. Right here. Here you go. You see that picture right there? So if y'all want to tell, you can see that picture, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So now, if Gab is not gay, then this is not gay. Period. We shouldn't have a problem with this. This should be absolutely fine because the commissions was explaining some hard science. Remember, no problem. I'll take it down. No problem. But now, Garfield asked me to take that down, right? And Garfield, you're right to ask me to take that down. Now I'm going to share my PowerPoint. And the reason why you're right to ask me to take that down because you know that that's gay. And this picture that's in my PowerPoint that people are able to see right now is also gay. And so why are we saying Kemet influenced the Bible? It doesn't, because there ain't nothing gay in the Bible. When you read Ancient Egyptian Coffin Text volumes 1 through 3, spell 700, shout out to my man. Listen, this cat, Brother Josh, I got to shout out him out because he helped me not to have to read all that gay shit. Shout out to Brother Josh. It's so spell 700, a man shall be among the living. Oh, you who are between the two cows of Geb, I escaped thence, and Geb is cleansed. He will grant me to appear to his appearing in glory, and will put down for me the plant that is between his lips, and his phallus is between the buttocks of his son and heir. Show me that in the Bible. Show me this shit. Just show me. Let's go to the God minute. Let me go to the next slide. So now,
You got 1 minute left, bro.
good night. As God of male sexual potency, the God men, you see this nigga right here with the little penis erected? He was honored during the coronation of rights of the new kingdom. When the Pharaoh was expected to sow a seed, you know what that means? Pharaoh had to go to the Nile River and beat off in front of everybody. Y'all better not go. Listen, Jabari be having the free trips to West Africa. Don't you go to that damn Nile River. It's all type of seed floating in that bitch. Listen, show me this shit in the Bible. My disrespectful mode is at 1,000,000. Show me this shit in the Bible. If you're gonna say we influenced, Heru got banged in his ass with Shaka called jailhouse tactics. I can play the video. You said how much time you said I got left?
Yeah, that's it. That's your time.
Okay, no sweat. All right, I'll yield from there.
All right.
I'll pick this up in my second round. Salaki.
All right.
I'm gonna stop my shit.
I'm gonna have 5 minutes rebuttal from each person. Again, the topic for this round is tenets, the roots, the biblical thought or ideas. And right now, as soon as my brother Jabari tells me and he's going, I don't know if you're gonna share anything. Let me pause your time, Jabari. I give you the same respect I give Captain. So if you need to pause your time, just let me know. All right. So if you need to share, let me know so we can start once you start sharing. All right.
I'm not gonna start by sharing.
All right. Well, when you're sharing, just I'll pause the time.
All right, are you ready? You can go. Okay. I just have to say that when I spoke to Captain Tazaryach today, he was picking up some clothes. I
I
remember
wasn't
thinking,
picking up no damn
is
clothes.
this dude preparing for the debate? I think at this point you must recognize that he did not. Maybe he thinks that we're sitting at the lunch table in high school and all he can do is make fun of what's gay and penises and everything. Tazaryach, this is an intellectual debate.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think you were getting yourself into? You did not prepare for me. You did not respect this audience. And you thought that you were reading things that were poorly cited. And you didn't even know the name of the man. A 5-year-old child knows that name. Brother, you are not ready. You are not ready. And I also looked at your little window when I was giving my presentation and recognized you were doing a lot of talking. You didn't even hear what I said. I gave you several sections of the Bible that come directly from Kemetic text, and you started by saying I did not do that. Everyone in the room saw it. Brother, I thought you were going to be a more formidable opponent. And you know what?
Hey, I gotta look at something real fast while y'all hear
I'm
this.
embarrassed. You have to respond to a minimum. You have to respond.
Y'all see, I got it here,
the,
lined up already.
Genesis and
I was ready for a minimum.
The Shabbat stone.
I was
You
ready
have
for
to
that.
respond to Psalms 104.
Just so y'all know, I was.
You did none of that. What was that?
That's not the rebuttal
And
round. You don't know how to
play
rebut.
my voice. Do you not understand how this works, son?
Get to it.
Oh my goodness, I have to send you. By the way, I was so glad. Oh, let me say one more thing. He tried to say that I can't use Christ because Christ is Greek. But don't you realize that a large majority of your biblical text, I'm going to share now, a large part of your biblical text is in Greek? I'm sorry. Do you not realize that the New Testament is written in Greek? Brother, you didn't even bring a knife to a gunfight. You brought a piece of salami to a gunfight. And right now, you have displayed for the entire audience your inability to debate.
Salami.
In fact, so
I just need to look at something real fast, y'all.
and then he wants to make fun of the fact that Christ, which is a word that is in Greek, and so is most of the New
Out of
Testament
anything, that nigga said salami.
in Greek. I know you know that.
Fork.
Why would you even do that? I mean, this is light work. And then he continues to use the word God. He continues to use the word God. Family. God is not a Christian word. It's not a Hebrew word. God is a word from the Gothic peoples.
But he realize he wasting his
You
5
are
minutes.
not ready.
Hey, telling me I'm not ready. I just need him to be getting to it. Yeah. Now, when I come out and crush this Amenemope shit, so just so for y'all that don't know, Amenemope wrote some wisdom. Solomon wrote some Proverbs, wrote some wisdom. The argument is who wrote what. So I'm going to produce the evidence where people are saying that the timeline that they have for Egypt is off and it should be pushed back. And once it's pushed back, Solomon predates Proverbs. So it's more a Amenemope copy from Proverbs. It's not the other way around. I'm going to show it.
They have never seen, smelled, touched, tasted, or heard.
That when he's talking,
It is a principle.
Yeah, it does bother.
And I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
Because he thinks I have to be like this. Yeah.
Understood freely.
He don't know the Bible.
And fought for it, and died
Lay
for
your
it,
head down or some
and
shit.
sacrificed themselves for it.
Yeah, I got the dice, you wanna shoot some
Come again, sir.
Yeah.
I know that, Tazaryach is going to try to actually do, I don't know, the Hebrew open mic night. So you can just make fun. I'm assuming that's probably alcohol on this desk right there.
Look,
It is
look.
alcohol.
Yeah, yeah. And essential water.
You
Yeah.
know it, man.
Yeah.
Did you not know who you were debating?
He ain't say
This is
shit
like
yet.
work. And you're lighter than all the other Hebrews I debated. I thought you were gonna do better. I want you to be clear that you want to make fun of things that you think are gay. I'm gonna leave you with this. I want you to be so clear.
See, he didn't dispute none of that shit, right?
Nothing.
He said, I think penises are
Who
gay.
is not a literal entity, yet is the earth,
15 seconds.
is gay. Then I want you to explain the biblical practice of mestiza benpeh.
Okay.
When your rabbis would chop the skin off of a little baby boy.
You busting your guns.
That's not a mess.
You're not putting your mouth on the dick, though.
Now, begin to think as confused as
That
you
boy
are,
getting riled
I
up.
would do it.
On the last song.
Damn, he said I was doing it during the break.
All right, thank you, Jabari.
Get him.
Up next is Captain Tazaryach. Tazaryach, hold on 1 second. Is Kemet the root of biblical thought and ideas? This is your response to Jabari. Captain Tazaryach, you got 5 minutes. As soon as he starts speaking, I will start the time.
I just want to share my screen real
Unmute your
fast.
mic, Captain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, shit. Can you hear me, Garfield?
There you go.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
As y'all can see, for those, I was looking in the chat, there's a difference between my 20 minutes and my rebuttal. And if y'all notice, I was so prepared for Jabari in my in my PowerPoint, it says Proverbs versus Amino Pet. I wonder why that was, because I knew his dumb ass was going to bring up Amino Pet. So now, when it comes to, so now the argument of Amino Pet versus Proverbs, first of all, Proverbs has 31 chapters in it. And what they point out is 1 chapter and 3 verses. That's all they point out. Now, y'all notice Jabari didn't respond to none of that gay shit. You know, that should put up antennas. I don't know about what antennas y'all want to put up, but that should put up antennas. He didn't dispute none of that gay shit. But anyway, so now, there's only 3 verses in all of Proverbs that they claim that Proverbs copies. So now, what I'm going to read you is from Sir Alan Gardner, an authority on Egyptian history. And this is important because this talks about the timeline, because in reality, either Amenhotep wrote it first or Solomon wrote it first. And the only way to properly answer that is the timeline. So you have the CEC timeline, and then you have the corrective timeline, which corrects the CEC timeline because the common Egyptian timeline is off, which I'm going to show you. Sir Alan Gardner, an authority on Egyptian history, admits to the inherent problems surrounding Egyptian chronology. Even when full use has been made of the King's List and such subsidiary sources have survived, the indispensable dynastic framework of Egyptian history shows lamentable gaps and many a doubtful attribution. What is proudly advertised as Egyptian history is merely a collection of rags and tatters. Why is that the case? Even when you use Manetho as a historian is only qualified by Josephus, Eusebius, Africanus. So Manetho's history comes thousands of years after the pharaohs so-called existed, and then Josephus and Eusebius are writing like at least the minimum 100 years after him. So now let's take a look at this article here. So now, this is an article written by Patrick Clark, who's an Egyptologist. As early as 1857, scholars became convinced that they had discovered striking similarities between some Egyptian writings and a number of biblical texts. Over the course of the next 65 years, they became more certain that some of the Egyptian wisdom literature was similar in form. Now, out of all the literature, they only found those 3. So now, I'm going to drop down to verse 3. I'm just going to my next slide. It says, challenges to the wisdom of literature of the biblical arose and the Bible theology began to be re-examined in the light of science. The pace accelerated in 1923 with the publication of Budge's complete text of instructions of Amenhotep. So I'll give him the credit that when Buds came out with so-called Proverbs 22 and 17 coming from Amino Pep, even so much that the NAB, the New American Bible, not the actual Bible, copied and actually put Amino Pep's name in there. So now I'm leaving this sign up here so y'all can read that. Anybody want this link, you can send it to me. This is Patrick Clark. I put the source that I put up in there. Unlike him, I put the source for everything that I did. I put Miriam Litcham, I put the biblical, the Kemetic text, I put all my sources. So now, when we, it says, so even back then when they was coming out with that, it says not everyone agreed. Griffin considered the evidence pointed to the proverbial literature of the Near East having no specific national boundaries, and that both Egyptian and Hebrew authors had drawn from a common fund of wisdom material. So it wasn't even about copying. Even if you look at it, let's say if they did it at the same time, they didn't look at it as a form of copying. And remember, this is about influence. He's not showing influence. But even back then, when they discovered this text, they didn't look at it as a form of copying. It's just wisdom. So now, in the 20th century, the consensus among academia was that unknown Hebrew scribe or scribes had copied the modified earlier Egyptian writing. That was what it came out to, right? To dispute. I'm sorry. Let me keep going.
Yeah, 20 seconds, bro.
That's it?
Yeah, you got 20 seconds.
So, in a nutshell, then, since I only got 20 seconds, when you look at the rest of my timeline, it says 3 secular dating systems have changed what the actual chronology of the CEC is. That's why Alan Gardner disputes it. Even Israel Finkelstein disputes the timeline. And once you push the timeline back, Amino Pep comes after Solomon. He doesn't come before Solomon. I yield.
Okay. All right, let me get a minute to start up this clock right here before we start the next round. All right. Everybody, take that sharing off the screen before Jabari comes in. Jabari's not starting the second round. You're actually starting the second round.
Why do I start the second round? I start the second round?
Yeah, because it's a different topic. Which way of life is better for future, Kemetic or biblical?
Oh, I didn't know I started the second round. I thought he started the second round. Okay, let me see.
All right.
So then I can finish so I can take my 20 minutes to do whatever I want, right?
Yeah, the 20 minutes.
It's my 20 minutes, right?
20 minutes, and which way of life is better for our future, Kemetic or biblical, and do what you do.
Okay, so I can do whatever I want with my 20 minutes. That's what you're saying, right?
20 minutes, yep.
No sweat. Okay. You let me know when I can start.
All right, hold on 1 second. Get this clock straight. All right, as soon as you start speaking.
Okay, so now what I want to do.
Hold on, Captain. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember when you come in, do not unmute your mic. If you unmute your mic, I'm going to kick you out of the debate. You're going to have to watch the replay. All right?
Yeah, for any Israelite brother, man, have some discipline. Israelite brother and sister, have some discipline. Don't unmute your mic. Yeah, listen, Garfield, man, your debate was a little rough, so I can't. I'm an honest man.
But again, if you're not a part of ISUPK.
No, I ain't gonna go that far. But there's some things I want to point out that I hope Jabari addresses. So I'm gonna take my 20 minutes to address.
Hold on one second.
No problem.
Give a shout out to Priest Daniela. He's in the building.
Damn right.
That's my second.
Hey, while you doing that, can I give a shout out before my time start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to shout out.
Jabari, you want to give a shout out to Jabari before?
Yeah, Jabari.
You can leave shout outs to the end. What is happening?
Yeah, Jabari don't need, because hey Jabari, what you don't realize, you done already got your ass whooped, so this kind of like a victory round. Man. So no, not at all. So okay, you ready? All right, no sweat. Jabari clearly don't want the shout out. You see that?
Yeah, my clock was freezing. That's why I was talking all this time. Jabari. That's why I was wasting time. My clock was freezing. Well, go ahead, Captain.
Okay, I appreciate it. Let me get to where I want to go. Give me 1 second. All right, so you can start my time now. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to pick up to share screen, PowerPoint. Now, when I got to share my screen again, because I may have to share my screen again, I'm just going to switch it off.
another pause, all right?
Okay, no problem. So can you see where it says chronological tug of war?
I can't see anything yet.
Let me know. Okay, let me know when you can see it. Can you see it now? I'll stop it and start. So I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna share screen again. I'm gonna share screen. Let me know if you can see it now.
Nope.
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna try to stop it again.
Is this your regular PowerPoint?
Yeah, this is the same PowerPoint I've been using the whole time.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm just doing share. I'm highlighting the presentation. I'm hitting share. It says stop share. You are screen sharing. Do you see anything on the screen?
I see your name has started screen sharing, but I don't see anything popping up.
Jabari, do you see anything on your screen, if you don't mind me asking?
No, it's black. It says you started screen sharing, but it's black.
I'm trying to help you. I'm gonna try it one more time. So I'm gonna share screen again. I'm gonna try to share something different. So I'm gonna share this picture here. And let me know if y'all see that. Do y'all see that there? Garfield? Come on, Garfield, man. Come on.
Not me, your system.
No, I'm using the same. I haven't changed. I literally just stopped sharing when I thought it was going to be Jabari, and all I did was just share again. So I'm gonna try to share it again. So let me see if you see my folder. Do you see this here? Do you see that?
Nope. Same black screen.
Okay, so in the premise of time, do you want me to
Yeah,
just go ahead and go ahead?
Speak your mind. I mean, you're gonna have to make a convincing argument anyway. So, which way of life is better for our future?
Okay, but no problem. But I'll talk about that. But I want to finish. Being that it's my
Is he a moderator or a shield?
Being that it's my 20 minutes, I could finish my actual chronology of the tug of war with the Aminopep. So you can start my time down, and I'm just gonna speak. It's unfortunate that I can't see my screen, but for those of us that follow us, I am recording this on my iPhone 13 cinematic view, so y'all will get to see it. The chronological tug of war. This is continuing the whole Aminopep thing. The creationist literature has, over the last couple of decades, presented a number of works from many authors challenging the validity of the CEC. Questions have rightly been asked about the placement of ancient Israel in secular frame history, where the CEC has been used as the historical absolute. According to significant number of biblical archaeologists, Solomon lived in the impoverished early Iron Age rather than in the affluent late Bronze Age. Under the CEC, Amenhotep is placed in the Ramesses period of the New Kingdom, which is conventionally dated at 1292 to 1070 BC. An Israeli archaeologist, Finkelstein, who was not a Bible lover, has moved Solomon from the LBA to the EI, effectively challenging the biblical chronology in the process. However, there's much evidence coming to light through the investigation of some Egyptologists, and what I like the most about this is that this is Egyptologists that is challenging the timeline, not Bible archaeologists. It says, who are thinking outside of the constraints of the CEC, that the 19th dynasty was in power in Egypt during the latter part of the United Monarchy period in Israel. This has obvious ramifications for the CEC. For example, the 19th dynasty must move over 300 years closer to the birth of Christ. Since history is not composed of periods of activity punctuated by convenient Dark Age vacuums, the remainder of the Ramesses period must move the same amount. This includes the life and times of Amenhotep and his instruction. Amenhotep is placed around 1100 BC in the CEC. Yet in the revised chronology, he is placed around 760. This is about 4 decades before Hezekiah's time. Assuming that Solomon wrote down the Proverbs by year 10 of his reign, he and Amenhotep are separated by exactly 2 centuries. For anybody that wants this, because I would love to show this, I don't know why it's not showing this on my screen, but for anybody that wants this, all you got to look up is the wisdom literature and the question of priority of Solomon's Proverbs or Amenhotep. And the person that did this article is not a biblical provocateur, so to speak. He's not somebody that's pro-Bible. He's somebody that's more so pro-Kemet, but he's more so honest, because the difference between white folk and black people, white folk don't really care about Egyptology from a spiritual perspective. They're more so trying to get it right. So they realize that even Alan Gardner said that the timeline was not correct. The timeline is just not. Because if you look at the kings list, you have kings ruling in Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt at the same time, so you can't match the timeline like that. So when they correct the timeline, Solomon's comes before that, which is why if anyone was to read 1 Kings, which I'm going to read, 1 Kings 10 and 4, it says that when the Queen of Sheba has seen all Solomon's wisdom and the house that he had built, because everybody came to see Solomon's wisdom. I should start at verse 1. And when the Queen of Sheba heard the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. Why? Because Solomon was the wisest man at that time. So again, he's going to have to show book, chapter, and verse. So that Amenhotep thing, that was cool. That was all right. But even Egyptologists say that the timeline of Egypt should be pushed back, which makes Solomon the priority. So now when we talk about society, hold on. Y'all still can't see my screen, right, Garfield? So I'll assume that's as a yes. So I'm screaming that as a no. So elements of culture.
Can't see it.
No sweat. So element of culture. For us, when we teach, we start with the basics. Black people have no identity. So now I'll just get biblical since I ain't got to talk about Kemet no more. So for us, we start at scriptures like Isaiah 1 and 3. When you look at black people in America, and here's go back to why I was talking about the homosexuality in Kemet in the beginning. America, Garfield, if you could stop my time, if y'all can just show this, I hope y'all can see this screen right here. I'm going to stop my screen. I just want to try it one more time. You tell me if y'all can see this screen. Can y'all see this screen? Can you see this screen, Garfield? I'm asking you.
No, sir.
No problem. So I'm reading page 72 and 73 of George M. Fredrickson's, 74 and 75 of George Fredrickson's book, The Black Image in the Minds of Whites. And this is where I'm going to start. This is at the bottom of page 74. It says, in the 1840s, Morton collaborated with George R. Glidden, an Egyptologist, who provided him with mummy heads and information about the racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions. In Crania Egyptica, published in 1844, Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians were not the Negroes as abolitionists and colonizationalists had maintained, and that in fact, blacks had been relegated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as modern America. Meaning, why do I bring that out? Because the same position that black people are in America is the same position that we were in ancient Egypt. We were the slaves in Egypt. We were the ones that made it great because we didn't have no identity. So a few scriptures, Isaiah 1 and 3, when it says, the ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people don't consider. Because we stay so focused with trying to be either Commission, Christian, Muslim, atheist, Buddhist, whatever you want to call it, we don't have a form or sense of what identity is. We don't know what it speaks of. We don't know what it means. But once we find out who we actually are, now you have a culture. So for us, we are the children of Israel. When I go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, when you go to Deuteronomy 28, period, when you read verse 1, it says, it shall come to pass, if they shall hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God and do his commandments, that all these blessings shall come upon thee. Unfortunately, because we disobeyed the Most High, we fell more so on the curses or punishment side. So one of those punishments was, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, you don't have to take a ship to go into Egypt, But Egypt is a Greek word which just means bondage. So when we go to when we talk about America, that's the new Egypt. That's why Revelations, if I could, in Revelations 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Sodom for all that gay shit, which Jabari doesn't have a problem with, because Kemet doesn't have a problem with it, and Egypt because of the captivity that we're in. And when you look at Egypt, Jabari made a point to mention the phallus, right? You know, the phallus is a penis. So who has resurrected a penis in the world? Not just the Christian church, Jabari, but also America. In Washington, D.C., you can see the phallus because they are modern day Egypt. So what do? We put the strong man back in the house, like the opposite of Mark 3:27. In 1 Corinthians 11:3, it says, I have you know that the head of every man is Christ, the head of the woman is the man, the head of Christ is God. So what we do is we use the Bible as the blueprint to give us our culture. So we don't celebrate Christmas. I don't know why he brought December 25th to me, because December 25th is not in the Bible. But the Passover is in the Bible when we celebrate killing Egyptians, which is how you know we're not influenced by Egyptians, because we celebrate killing Egyptian babies. We keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We keep the Day of Atonement. We keep the Feast of Tabernacles. We keep all of the feast days because that's our culture. If you don't have an identity, the one difference between myself and Jabari is that Jabari will gladly tell, I don't know if he will gladly tell you, but he will tell you that he's not an Egyptian. So even he's trying to get you to follow a culture that he's not the progenitor of. What I'm doing and what we do in the Israelite School of UPK is we give you your actual culture. If I'm not an Israelite, I don't read the Bible. I can't even say the Book of the Dead because I don't even think Jabari reads it. I don't think none of them read it. I don't think yes.
Pause for 1 second.
Yes.
You want to stop sharing your screen because it's just showing up as black. Yeah, let's keep it that way.
No problem. I'll keep it that way. No problem. So now, when we talk about it, none of them actually, the only person that's actually Egyptian is Shaka. And even Shaka said, when Seth did that to Horus, it was jailhouse tactics. So the only solution, and here's how much time I got left, Garfield? Well, I'll just keep going. So now, what I also want to point out is,
10 minutes left, Captain, like 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
I appreciate it. So what I also want to point out is, Shaka, can y'all hear my screen? Because I definitely want to play what Shaka said about Horus and Seth, if I have it. Okay. I don't think I have it, so I'll skip it. So now, what I also want to point out, and I wish y'all could see my screen because I think it's messed up that you can't see my screen. But on my screen, when you think about what the Bible has done revolutionary, when you think about Nat Turner, he didn't use Kemetic to try to get freedom. Denmark Vesey didn't use Kemetic to try to get freedom. Khalil Muhammad, Malcolm X, F.S. Cherry, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Ben Amin, Rabbi Matthews, Commander Jenny Hanna, none of them ever used no Kemetic studies. None of them said, Meneptah said this, so I'm going to do this. None of them said, Akhenaten do this, so I'm going to do this. So where is the Kemetic solution for us? When we talk about the laws of Ma'at, 42. And Jabari may bring up some wisdom or some nonsense that they have, but all they so-called have is 42. When you look at the 613 that we have, it breaks it down clean. So there's a dietary law. A lot of our black people suffer from high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. like that. If they follow our dietary law, they wouldn't be eating the unclean foods. So when you go to Leviticus, the 11th chapter, it would show it. And I would gladly show this on my screen, but y'all can only hear me talk about it. But I have it in my PowerPoint to show y'all the dietary laws that we have. We suffer from the violence that we have against each other. We have brotherhood laws. Like when Christ came on the scene in Matthew, the 5th chapter, it might be Matthew, the 5th chapter, when he said, but I say unto you, love your enemies, which I'm going to pull for you in a second. That's the one thing that black people don't even understand. Like, we look at everybody else as our enemies. We look at our brother as our enemy, but we don't look at the actual so-called white man as truly our enemy. And that's what Christ, if somebody was actually going to preach Christ the proper and correct way. So in Matthew 5:44, it says, I'm going to start at verse 43. It says, ye have heard that it had been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. And even when you quote that, that goes back to Leviticus, the 19th chapter. Because what Christ did was give us, when you talk about the New Testament, it's talking about the spirit of what we were supposed to do according to the Old Testament. So in the Old Testament, you had the law, but you had the priests that were looking at it carnally instead of spiritually. So they didn't understand how to read, thou shalt not commit adultery, and stop brothers from being adulterers. They didn't know how to read, love thy brother, hate thine enemy, and stop thy brother from becoming an enemy. They didn't know how to have the spirit of that. So in Matthew 5:43, Christ says, ye have heard that it had been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. Matthew 5:44 says, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. And you know who does that? We do that every day we on them corners. When we on them corners, which is another thing you don't see from commissions. I wanted to put Jabari on the screen again. You don't see from the commissions. We're on the corners actively going to brothers that actually hate us, curse us, say they don't like us, say we the devil instead of the white man being the devil, and we give them love. And you know what happens as we go out and talk to them brothers and give them that love? They come in here and we feed them. If you look at what them brothers in Houston did down in Texas, that's the proof that the Bible is real. A couple months ago, the brothers in Texas, last month, the island of Haiti, people in Haiti wanted to come into America because they thought because the Afghanistans came over here, they got put in Airbnbs. So of course, the Haitians can come over here, they're going to get put in Airbnbs. But America don't love the Haitians. They do love the Arabs. So when the Haitians come over here, they put them under a goddamn highway bridge. Where was the commissions at? Where was they at? And then we find out that they in Mexico. Not like in Texas or nothing like that. They in Mexico. Now, and why am I using this as an example? This is the living proof that only the Bible inspires men to do this.
Right. So
shout out to Captain Yatazar. So now, as they're under a bridge in Mexico, Captain Yatazak sees the report. He sees the news report, and he loves the Lord. He follows the Bible, and he knows what we're supposed to do for our people. And you know what he says? Hey, Gabawa, we need to do this. Malak, we need to get this. Shapat, how much we got in the funds? How can we get this together? And they raised up the funds to get 14 trucks. 14 trucks under the spirit and power of the Most High to take the route through Mexico, that the route through Mexico was the drug cartel's route. So that means that's the route that the drug cartels, they'll kill you if you're on their route. But we didn't get killed that day.
right.
And we was able, and let me tell you what's even more powerful about what them brothers did. And the power that the Bible gives you and inspires you. None of them in Texas or Houston spoke Creole. They did not speak the Haitian language. But because we're a body, Yatazar in New York City, he speak Creole. So it's like, how can we do it? How can we get these Haitians in order? I know what we can do. We can put a phone to a speaker. We can put a phone to a speaker and let the brother from New York City speak to them. So Yatazar is speaking to brothers from Haiti that he's not even seeing, and then feeding them and getting them. And this video is on side of this channel. And now it's not, I could gladly tell y'all, this scripture says do this, do this, do that. Me showing you a real life example is really showing you the power of the Most High. And Yatazar speaking to them brothers over a speaker. He's not seeing them. Got them in a single line, and we gave out cases of water, diapers, food, and clothing to the Haitians. Now imagine if everybody supported us in that, as they should. Imagine if everybody donated their money, paid their tithes that the Bible says, and as you can see, we don't use the money for ourselves. We use the money for them. We use the money for the people. We could eliminate the poverty in Haiti if we just came together under that Bible. If we just came, when I say the Bible, I'm talking about the truth of the Bible, not the church, because here's the sidebar. When Yatazak went to the Border Patrol, they said, give it to the church will take care of it. But the church too busy feeding themselves. So the one part I agree with Jabari is the church ain't shit. The church is definitely Kemetic. So Jabari, if you're listening, the church is Kemetic. The Bible's just not Kemetic. When we follow that Bible, we actually eliminate black on black crime. We put black families in the home. We teach a woman how to correct. And if I could, on the subject of a woman, in the maxims, and this is where I wish I could share my screen. In the maxims, they like to claim that the woman is so great and held in such high mighty authority. In the maxims of Ptah Hotep, 4 different translations. You got translations by Richard Bruce Parkinson, Raymond Oliver Faulkner, Adolph Furman, Miriam Litcher. All white people. You know, Jabari respect white people. Yeah. Remove, now this is what it says. Remove her from power. Suppress her. That's what one says. Another says, gladden her heart so long as she liveth, she is a goodly field for her Lord. Why isn't Kemet is saying Lord when Jabari's on camera saying he can't make his wife say Lord? But Ptah said she is a goodly field for her Lord. It says, hold her back from getting the mastery and the like. So the maxims or the wisdom of Ptah says, hold her from power. In my house, I want my woman to do whatever she need to do. Because she's never going to think she has authority. In my last 30 seconds, I have to read this. In the same maxims, 10 and 11, it says she offers sexual favors for her upkeep. She's a thought. Yeah. You want to turn a black woman into a hoe. Survival sex. She's putting out survival sex. This is in the maxims of Ptah Hotep, translated by 4 Egyptologists. All of them say sexual favors for her upkeep. The first book.
All right.
No sweat.
Right.
No sweat.
Let me reset my clock so I make sure my clock is working right. Stop. Reset. All right. Jabari, whenever you're ready to go, somebody start speaking.
The mic's down.
Let me mute my mic. My mic's muted. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Let me tell you what, Lord, which
One time, pray.
you shared that picture of Jabari earlier.
Right? And
Right.
and
the camera went down.
Yeah. Because I was going to share it later. That was my intent. But something says show it now. It's not the camera. I don't know what's up with this shit.
Tazaryach
Let me know if you say some
is
shit.
not paying attention. He's drinking. This brother is not prepared at all. First of all, the text is called a menamot. What is a menapep? Did you read anything? What is a menapep? He also said that Manetho was thousands of years. This is what he said, family. Thousands of years after the pharaohs. Can you see this? Manetho lived at 300 BCE. 300 BCE. Now, maybe
So
you might
Pharaoh
say
in 300
that you
BCE?
don't want to count
The
the
Greeks.
Greek rulers. I wouldn't count them either. But that would mean that he lived 30 years after African rulers. Thousands of years? Brother, you have to do some work when you come into this field. This is
Thousands of
embarrassing.
years after the Pharaohs.
It sounds like he's talking off the top of his head and simply talking about penises and gay people. That is not what this debate is.
He likes
In order for you to
and gay people.
describe whether the Kemetic tradition is the origin of the biblical law. You have to know the Kemetic tradition and biblical law. And at this point, I am questioning whether you know either. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for you. By the way, he said in the first round that I should not actually talk about the fact that the word Christ is actually based on the Kemetic tongue.
Said you're
And
drunk.
he just used the word Christ.
That's all.
So it's not a word that you're
That's all he said was I was drunk.
Drunk, and he tried to bring up that Benito, he said it was 30 years after the African rulership, but you were talking about how he wrote about people thousands of years ago.
This is not the barbershop.
This is not deep.
Who did you think you were debating? This is a really poor showing. You have not talked about the question. You have not responded to anything I said. And you
I
think
did.
you can
I did
just-
respond to-
Because you like to keep talking about penises all the time.
He's trying to
That's what you do.
Yeah, you know Houdini
Is
shit.
that what this debate is about? Is that what this
Soothsayer,
debate is
yeah.
about? Penises?
You ain't said nothing about no penis
Well,
last
I ain't see none of your text, but did I do exactly what your text said?
Did you hit? I didn't. I heard you mention like Denmark Vesey, but like
I think it would have been better if they could have seen my screen.
He said that there is no.
I mentioned it, but I didn't focus on it.
He said there is no incest in the Bible. Well,
You're talking about lie.
maybe he doesn't know the Bible as he knows the Bible as well as he knows the Kemetic
You're
tradition.
talking about lie. That's what you're talking
Are you able to see my screen? I don't think you're seeing it, right?
I think that's like
No.
the only thing you gotta
Can
answer
you see it now?
outside Benito.
Yes.
There goes incest in the Bible. I'll tell you something.
Of course.
By the way, everything I've given you has been cited. I think you have to also recognize when I show you a stele and I tell you where it's from,
I don't think I haven't seen
that's a
it.
citation.
about. Yeah.
Do you not know what that means?
Where you been, buddy?
Abraham married his sister.
What's up, Tazaryach?
Abraham married his sister.
Yashika.
No. Who asked that question?
Jabari.
He saw incest in the Bible. Abraham married his sister, half sister.
It seems that Deuteronomy is prohibiting between sex and father and daughter, but if you have to make a law for it, that means it was happening.
In Egypt,
That
motherfucker.
means it happened. Let's go further. Abraham's brother Nahor married his niece. Lot's
Did
daughters
he get 18
intoxicate
yet? I
their
didn't hear
father and have sex with him.
They ain't Israelites though.
Abraham's
Nah, he
son
did.
Isaac married Rebekah, his
They ain't Israelites.
Jacob married Leah and Rachel, his sister and his cousin. Jacob's firstborn son, Reuben, slept with his father's concubine. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You slept with a boy.
And I just don't.
You like
I'm
boy
confused
pussy.
about who you think you're talking to.
Yo, that's crazy. That's what they call it. I gotta go as well.
And you want to talk about penises? Why don't you talk about the bag of foreskins? The bag of foreskins. See, one of the things that wants to actually insult me by saying that something in my tradition is gay.
It
That
is.
I might be gay.
I didn't say he was that. I didn't say.
That's that guilt kicking out of his ass.
Yeah.
This is the brother that sells body butters. What are you talking about?
He's gay. You know what
What
I'm
are you
saying?
talking about? I bet you slap him with body butters right there in the school.
Oh, he like
I am. I got body butters on right now.
You will see women everywhere and men that accompany them. Why are you doing this? It's embarrassing. By the way, he wanted to tell you that perhaps Solomon actually wrote Proverbs before it was written by a man, a Moabite. Is that what he said? What is that, brother? Did you do any research? First of all, you need to understand that it has been a long time. It's been a long time since biblical historians, not a Kemetic historian, not African-centered historians, biblical historians.
Biblical. That thing still recording? Shout out to y'all. Down with the ISBK. Subscribe to this Patreon to see this murder that y'all seeing take place in this fucking nut ass nigga.
Bring him hither, that I may slay him at your feet.
He did not exist. He did not exist. Listen to this. Until the last several decades, historians of ancient Israel have tended to begin their accounts of Israel's history with the so-called ancestral and patriarchal period, dated variously to Middle Bronze. Middle Bronze 1 and Middle Bronze.
I gotta shrink this down for 1 second. I just need to pull up the mesh stelling. I just need to see where it's at.
Is an assumption
Mesh stelling.
that the traditions recording the book of Genesis about Abraham and his descendants.
I want to bring out 2 points. This King James lets you know our Bible had no Egyptian philosophy in it. And I think this one has the Moabite mesh stelling, this one. Because if David existed, Solomon existed. What is he talking about? Let me go back to it so y'all might want to see this shit. Y'all might want to see the screen.
In or around Canaan, in the second millennium BC.
Now y'all do realize he's changing the debate.
Yeah.
This ain't about the debate. This ain't about that the patriarchs exist, that Solomon
He been
exists.
changed that.
This ain't about none of that shit, man. Show me the influence on the Bible. This round's supposed to be about show Kemet is better
For blacks.
for blacks.
Yeah.
Maybe we early in the game. He might show it a little later. He might show it a little later, y'all.
Solomon did not exist. Moses did not exist.
But
Joshua did
He's
not
talking about
exist.
not existing. He admits that these mythical characters that he praised are not real, right? Captain Tazaryach.
Huh?
Let's talk about a minimum.
He admits that these memes and all of that shit, they're not real people.
Right.
So what's the point of him saying that
Nemo.
Abraham's not real and all that? What's the point of that?
Sometimes that I'm understanding.
These
You know,
motherfuckers crazy.
when you're talking to someone who needs a class in history, how else do you not sound condescending? That's the challenge I have. Look at this. I mentioned the Shabbat song. That's a source. That's a source. You can give you the book that it's written in. I'm talking to you about an actual artifact. And I told you where it was and what period it's from. You're looking at the artifact, and then you're also seeing the scholars who said that Genesis is based on it. That's what you're seeing. Let's go further. I don't know why he hasn't responded. He's done a lot of talking and said very, very little. How about Psalms and him to Atan? You know you heard me say this, family. Did he even mention
Did he
it?
pull something?
No, he didn't. Brother, put down the alcohol.
He never
And pick
brought
up a
up
book.
songs.
He did bring up songs.
He did?
Yeah, he pulled
Look at the
something.
hymn of Atan.
I thought he
in
brought up
Psalms
Proverbs.
104.
That's like this one smacking on the block.
Maybe you don't know what it's saying.
No, a source would be. He says major. He need to show where the hymn to attend is at.
Similarities here. I'm not gonna read
Like I know of Aminopep, so I took for granted. The Aminopep, I knew about that. The Psalms, he needs to show that because I haven't found that.
The majority position, which is
Okay.
articulated by Joshua A. Sirman,
Where's any of
he
his
says,
records showing?
since the
What's
21st
good for
dynasty date,
I'm gonna stay right on it. And my 5 minutes, my 5 minutes talk shit, but I'm gonna bring that out. And he spent 20 minutes, but never showed how Kemetic is better for black people. I'm trying to wait. Maybe he gonna give up something.
You
think he gonna say something?
Impossible. That's the majority position. That's the majority position. We know now that Proverbs is based on the Menamo. That's what we know now. This is biblical scholars. What are you reading? Are you just looking at pictures of penises all day?
That's funny. That's kind of funny.
That shit is funny. Yeah, that shit is funny. That shit is funny, yo.
Told them not to become rich, and cease from dishonest gain. For wealth maketh to itself wings, like an eagle that flies heavenward. Listen to Memo chapter 7. Toil not after riches. If stolen goods are brought to thee, they were made not overnight with thee. They have made themselves wings like geese and have flown into the heavens. I want you to understand that this is what scholars say. But Tazaryach thinks this is
Hey, you think I should show this the Sinaitic script just to show it? The Sinaitic script. You think I should show it just to show it?
If it's
Well, I've been reading this for 30 years.
He
I've
didn't.
read the Bible from cover to cover
Okay.
4 times. I have a degree in divinity.
But you know, in the breakdown that I have online, let me just for y'all's
Stop
sake.
talking and listen to the
There's 2
arguments.
books, right? To show
You're wasting all these
how
people's money and time. This is frustrating. This
when
is
you
frustrating.
go through this Sinaitic,
That's not how you do
in
it.
1859 to 1842 BC, Joseph, Ephraim, and Manasseh invented the world's first alphabet shortly after they moved from Avaris known
By the way,
to
you should
Tazaryach.
know-
That's in these
you
2
should
books.
know that the early Christian fathers
And those 2 books are
acknowledged
their
that
books?
Christianity came.
This book right here
Some dubious origins.
is it cost me $7.50 for this book.
That which was
This is
known
the
as Christian religion
Sinai photograph. Let me put it back on the screen so they can see.
from the beginning of the human race.
This is Sinai photograph. This is where they took the pictures of the actual Sinaitic script written on the bottom of Mount Zion, which talks about Moses. It has the bodies of Joseph, all that there. And right now, Mount Sinai is blocked off. Nobody can go there and visit there. So this is like the last recorded records of it. They don't allow anybody to go there anymore.
354 and 430 CE. That are practicing these more ancient traditions.
Yeah.
And so he has to explain to them. He has to explain to them why he's saying the Christian tradition is a solitary condition when they've been saying the same thing for thousands of years. How about Justin Martyr? When we say that Jesus Christ was produced without sexual union, was crucified and died, and rose again and ascended to heaven, we propound nothing new or different from what you believe regarding those who you call the sons of Jupiter.
This is the shit that basically talks about like how you gonna find evidence when you're digging in the wrong place.
Let me see if I got a picture of that.
You read all this shit, but
Arose again and ascended to heaven. Is it not
I don't know. It don't really matter because he's not talking about that. I
not.
would keep it in the pocket until
that he has challenges with this.
But I do want to show that I have this book here.
Most of you who are even vaguely familiar with the Kemetic tradition understand that this is the Kepler. For because the
I
sun
don't even know
is
when
the
it got so
Kepler.
dirty.
Oh, I might have my
And I
rag.
want you to recognize, here goes St.
I got my
Ambrose
rag with me though.
saying that Jesus should be known as the good Scarabaeus. This is what early Christians were saying.
I don't have my rag with me. I
They
will let you
recognized
clean.
that their tradition was coming from somewhere. But because Tazaryach has not read a book other than the
Well,
Bible, he is
Let me take
unaware
your
To the ferry.
and therefore unprepared for this debate. This is historical debate. It's not about how you feel.
Just please
You
stop
don't
it,
get
dude.
feelings,
I
brother.
appreciate it.
Where's
It's
the
not about
ferry?
how you feel. You have
Lower
to
Manhattan.
actually know the sources. And this comes from Isaac Myers Scourus. How about this?
Yo, he has not shown one book, chapter, verse that outside of Psalms and Proverbs, which I already crushed Proverbs. He got to show a source for Psalms. He has not shown nothing where we were
Still in round
influenced.
one.
Because you have not studied this.
Yeah.
And therefore you're
He's doing a 20-minute rebuttal.
Okay, we gotta hit him with the. You expected more from him because he's so collegiate and
Yeah,
so
I,
fucking
yeah,
smart.
thank you.
You would
When it
expect more
starts,
from him.
just remind me what you just said. So I appreciate it.
He says that Jesus is the Scarabaeus of God.
He's so fucking smart.
That's what we're talking about. By the way, there are many scholars that recognize that the Kemetic tradition is the origin of the Christian tradition. How about rulers of empire? This comes from C.F. Olney's Rules of Empire, printed 1791. He says the modern Pharisees and the ancient Mithrites, who are the same sect, observe all the Christian sacraments, even the laying on of hands in confirmation. The priest of Mithra says promises absolution from sin on confession and baptism. And, if I rightly remember, Mithra marks his soldiers in the forehead with the chrysos, called in Egyptian Hafri, some of the pepper in that dish. He celebrates the sacrifice of bread, which is the resurrection, and represents the crown to his followers, menacing them at the same time with the sword. I'm not going to talk about C.F. Olney much more. I could. But listen, let me read you some Dr. Mann. This is what he says in African Origins of Major Western Religions.
This is a pretty long 20 minutes.
because of their mental enslavement to Judaism, because of their mental enslavement to Judaism, because of their mental enslavement
And
to
what's they did a
Judaism,
little,
Christianity and
what's
Islam.
that
The
Garfield?
Africans and
He did a little cheerleading, give me a J in there, a little
need to
bit.
know their role in either of these.
You gotta do a lot of convincing, Cat.
Right.
Of the different people as shown in the prophet, pyramid text, and the book of the dead and Osiris. He says more in Black Man of the Nile. He actually says here, I'm not going to read the whole, well, it has been shown that it was from the same African peoples that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam got their gods, quote unquote, and saints. Equally, their religious philosophy, stories about resurrection, ancestor worship, virgin birth, thereafter, hell, punishment. Listen, this has been settled. The only people who are unaware of it are those who choose not to pick up a book or are blinded by their faith. I'm not coming to you as a priest tonight.
I'm not coming to you. I'm coming to you as a historian.
Let's read more. This is from Anthony Browder. Give you some of the lie. The myth of us are Osiris, are the earliest recorded history of a god-man who was symbolically crucified, resurrected from death, and reigned eternally in heaven. The people of the Nile Valley believe that if they lived righteously in harmony with the teachings of Asar, they would inherit eternal life. That's from Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, 74. Tazaryach, you should be writing the book list, because I know you don't own these books and you never read them. And that's the reason why you're making such ridiculous arguments. Once again, let me just mention Spaceballs. You know Star Wars.
Spaceballs was better, yo.
Grossing media franchise.
Oh, God.
Kevin was a Star Wars. Everyone in the know.
I would have never thought I'd see a Star Wars reference in probably the Kemet
Or
version.
Spaceballs.
Right, Spaceball.
Yo, his whole 20 minutes was nothing about the second round.
His 20 minutes is more like 30 minutes.
Nah,
But let me tell you something, right? It's let's say if it is 30 minutes, right? The fact that all he's doing is talking about me shows Kemet don't have no solution. I don't know. Where's the solution? I gave a solution. I gave Isaiah, gave scriptures, so what we could do. Even gave Matthew 5:43.
He didn't even combat the whole Akuna mission. He
Yeah.
didn't combat it with, well, Kemet went over to Egypt,
Yeah.
and we did this.
Yeah.
He didn't even,
Yeah.
right.
and who the fuck are you?
She taught him well.
Top down in the winter. That's what winners do.
Dr. Ben.
We doing this on Hot Tonight, Salaki. Not God first game.
Put him on the right spot.
Now versus.
You see,
We doing this on Hot Tonight, Kadazar.
and you also see
We're gonna drive to the ferry.
That's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30. I'll take it from there. Where you wanna go get some meat at?
I'm just asking.
I don't have a curfew. We got an extra hour. You get an extra hour. Because the time goes back tonight.
No.
Yes, wait.
Bring forward.
Shut up. Fall back. Yeah, you can be listen, Kadazar, like I said, you could be unclean and you still make class. Oh, I gotta sing my song. You can't stop.
Yeah, say low.
I'm gonna sing my song. I'm gonna sing my song. I'm singing. I don't give. I could eat. I'm hungry. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Where's that at?
It's not far.
Hey, is he giving this nigga a long time? You said what now? Kachapa? What is that? Is it good?
All right, Jabari, thank you for that, brother. Do you want a 5 minute or what are you on for?
I think we have a 5-minute rebuttal, right? At this.
Yeah, hold on. So for the 5 minute rebuttal, you want a 1 minute left, or that's what you want, or 2 minute clip? What do you guys want?
1 minute is fine for the 5 minutes.
I don't know what you mean. When you, I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm saying when you speaking for 5 minutes, you want.
Hey, Garfield, man, I was comfortable in this debate. 1 minute was fine for me. The uncomfortable one is complaining about your little 1 minute.
I'll stop it.
That's all. Look at him. 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 You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall.
All right, let's get the first 5 minutes done.
Hey, who's doing the rebuttal first, Garfield?
You are.
No sweat.
All right, ready?
I know, I got you. I'm going now. I just want to start, man. Anybody that watches, say again, Garfield, what you say?
You want to check if you could share.
Yeah. I'm actually glad you said that. Let me see if I can share it real fast.
By the way, Tori invited you, unmuted your mic, so I can give Jabari the extra 20 seconds.
All right, let me see if can you see my screen?
No, black.
It's still black? Oh, that sucks.
Now, I'm trying to help.
Okay, no problem.
When you actually hit the share,
Right.
you see the window come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you click on something and then you hit share.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So what I do is, I went to now I'm trying to share something from a website. So I highlighted first.
You were sharing normally earlier, you got a problem. I don't want people think that I'm trying to sabotage you or anything.
No, I don't think you're trying to.
You might be clicking the wrong, there's usually some blank spaces at the top of you.
No, so like at the top it says basic advanced files, and then I have the whiteboard, and then so under that I have like all the stuff that I have open that I thought you was gonna bring out, but you
When
didn't.
you click, when you click on share, what pops up? Share.
All right, so I'm gonna start from scratch. So when I hit share, it pops up, and then it has my windows that I have, and at the top it says select the window or application that you want to share, right?
All right.
So then I come down and I have the item that I want to share, which is a Google website.
All right.
So I'm clicking that, and so when I select share, tell me if you see the screen. Because it says you are sharing your screen. That's what it says on my thing. And it was sharing fine earlier. You know what I mean? I don't know, what it is. I mean, I don't lie. So ain't no lie with me,
I don't know. You kind of impure right now, so we're just gonna.
No. Slow it down. Let me tell you, hey, Garfield, don't fall. Garfield, don't fall for the.
Hold on. Priest Daniel trying to help you. Go ahead, Priest.
I'm sorry to unmute. What if he exited and came back in? Like, is it the live stream that came back in? Would that help maybe?
If it's a computer problem, Garfield, it could help.
Yeah. All right.
So you want me to leave and come back?
You pause the record. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna leave. All right, so I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna click the link and come back. All right.
Yeah. Good job, Priest. Good job.
You can't stop the rain. It starts to fall.
You heard him, Cat.
Yeah, like
He's
a
tight.
motherfucker.
Jabari's tight too.
Yeah.
They all tight.
Yeah, you always tight, man. Fucking tight ass bastard. Let me in. You gotta let me in there.
Yes.
Nah, Jabari is done up. Garfield is a good moderator.
He's about 70% today.
You think so? You know, him and Jabari don't like each other.
Wow. But they both don't like you.
Right.
You're right. They both don't like me. All right. Let me see. Let me join. Of course, I'm going to pick myself to win.
Captain,
Submit.
you should be in right now.
Yeah, I'm in right now. So I'm going to see if I share. You tell me if y'all can see now. Can you see now?
All right, here you go.
Okay, no sweat. So now, all right. So my 5 minutes is going to start now, right?
You already know, Garfield. You already know.
Yeah, Garfield's my man. Listen, Danielle is my man right there. We worked out together. I don't know who that is talking, but he messing up my tongue. Hey, Garfield, you got to get somebody quiet. I don't know who that is.
More ginger.
All right, I could go now. You can't stop the rain
That makes sense.
when it starts to fall. Can you hear that? Can you hear that, Garfield? Garfield, did you? Wait, hold on. Oh, you didn't? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Okay, so what I want to start with is
Let me get the clock.
wait, yeah. So you can hear me? Like if I say you can't stop the rain when it starts to fall.
Recording in progress.
You can't stop the rain. That's anybody watching the BMF series, you'll understand this knife cutting slaughter that Jabari is getting. So now Jabari like to make the statement that Solomon don't exist, right? So I'm gonna try to be brief. The Moabite stone proves that King David exists. Solomon is the son of King David, so the Moabite stone. And this is the problem. First of all, Jabari just spent 20 minutes and never once showed how Kemet can fix black people today. He spent more time talking about me. He said, I'm inebriated because I have a drink. I can have a drink. But I focused on the first subject and the second subject. He literally spent 20 minutes responding to what I've said. He have not shown, I'll give him credit for showing the Proverbs and the Psalms, but I've cited a source for the Psalms with Amino Pep. I've cited it. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't show it because my screen was blank for whatever reason, but I couldn't show it, but I cited the source that shows the time. It's a timeline battle for that. That's still not influence. What I showed is that even the creation part that he brought out, Genesis does not say that. Genesis, if y'all can still see my screen, pause my time for 1 second. Let me show you what Genesis says. I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to share my Eastward app. Let me know if you can see this, Garfield.
Yes, I can see it.
Genesis 1:1 simply says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. You don't see no nigga with his penis aimed at his mouth. You don't see no nigga talk about he has sex with somebody to bring forth brother and sister or nothing like that. So our creation story is not influenced at all. And if I could go even further, since he like to say we don't show scholarship, I'm gonna share my screen again. 1 second. Share. I'm gonna go right back to this Chrome, and I'm gonna shrink this down. Is it this one? No. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to share the King James breakdown. Hold on, I might have to share another screen. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, this is what I want to show. So I'm going to resume share. So I'm going to stop sharing. Pause my time. I'm going to go to this one here. Let me know if you can see my screen. So now on this screen here, this is the Textus Receptus, which the King James Bible, which he's trying to say is influenced by Egypt, is broken down. Anybody can go to thekingsbible.com and it'll give you the whole breakdown on the Textus Receptus. And when you look at it, it says the Textus Receptus is untainted with Egyptian philosophy, heresies, and unbelief on purpose. So he would have to show where the Textus Receptus that the King James Bible is translated from is plagiarized or borrowed from Egyptian mythology. He would have to show that. And he is not, all he's shown is someone's opinion. Christmas is not in the Bible. Christ being born, even Christ being born with this divine birth, that's not in the Bible. To show you how stupid it is, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to stop and share one more time. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to share. I'm going to go right back to my Eastward. When they try to say Christ is the Son of God, Christ is not the only one that was going to be the Son of God. When you go to 2 Samuel in the Bible, 2 Samuel 7 and 12, I'm going to start at. It says, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, and he shall build a house, he shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He will build a house of my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father. This is God talking. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. What that means is that David's son is going to be God's son, which is not uncommon because Exodus 4:22 says, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So we're all the sons of God. So this divineness that he's trying to quantify with Horus and Heru doesn't match up with Christ. What I want to point out, I thought he would be, what you say, Shalai? I thought that he would be more scholarly. I was expecting more of a book, chapter, verse fight from him. What I expected was, and Garfield will tell you this, I thought he was going to bring up the Shashu of Yahweh. I thought he was going to bring up The alphabet. I thought he was going to bring up so much more than what he did. All he did was believe that he was battling a Christian Israelite. I'm not a Christian Israelite. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian at all. I'm an Israelite. Even the term Hebrew shows you don't know the Bible, because Esau could be a Hebrew, Ishmael could be a Hebrew, anybody could be a Hebrew. No sweat. I'll stop sharing.
All right, you went over 30 seconds, so I want to make Jabari aware that you are going over 30 seconds. I'm going to give you also an extra 30 seconds that you went over. All right?
You gave me a 1 minute warning?
I gave you a 30-second warning, and at the end of you took a one.
Oh, no problem.
That's his fault.
It was 30 seconds before you time. All right, and by the way, too, usually after the debate, you don't have to, Jabari, you don't have to do this, or Tazaryach. Usually, if anyone has questions after the debate is over, I'll stop the recording and then you take the questions. If you could stay on, it's up to you guys. If people want to make comments about the debate, they can make comments after the debate, but that's not going to be in the recording. All right. So Jabari, I'm going to tell you, yes, you can tell me when to start, and as soon as you start speaking, I'll start the time. This is your 5 minutes and 30 seconds rebuttal.
Please go ahead.
All right.
Let me start by saying that it's clear that this person did not debate. And it's clear that he wasn't listening to our debate. He said that he claimed that I cited the source. He said that he cited the source for the connection between Psalms and a meno pet. First of all, it's a menomole. Second of all, the connection between the memo and menomole is with Proverbs. You are not prepared for the debate. The connection between Psalms and the Kemetic text is Psalms and the hymn to Atan. You're not prepared and you're not listening. I think I actually would give you a discount if you came into my Kemetic history class. Because I actually, as a person, I like you. But I really think that you truly need to read a bit more. Put down the glass and read. Listen, there's no prohibition on alcohol in Kemetic. You can get turned up, just not for debates. This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. By the way, he continues to talk about penises. And I just have to say, brother, you believe...
I didn't mention penises on the last one.
That from ancient time forward, people were fighting...
He's burnt over that shit.
Yeah.
He is burnt. You know what I'm saying?
The image that you keep showing
is fucking upset.
Rejuvenating itself. I remember the first time I told you that, you were eating an apple. And you said, this dude got seed in his mouth. I said, brother, have you ever had seed in your mouth? You said, no. I said, you eat an apple, you got seed in your mouth right now. You almost spit the apple out.
You lying. That never happened. That never happened.
This dude is dangerous, man.
Yeah.
This dude is dangerous.
You are not the initiated. You have no idea what you're looking at.
If I do have to ask him a question, I'll say, what is the Kemetic revolution for black people? Using something from Kemet.
He continues to say that Kemet is homosexual. This is the Kemetic tradition.
He's a Christian.
The Kemetic tradition is replete with deities having male and female complement. That's what the Kemetic tradition is. Replete with male and female complement. Man, woman, child. That's how the Kemetic tradition creates the universe and offspring. And I don't know why you would go to this, but I want to ask you, how do your dudes do? You got 2 dudes and a bird. That's what you got.
Do what?
And yes, they're Talmud, because that's who gave you your text.
Do what, though? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Do what? Like what?
Why in the world you keep doing this? Ridiculous.
Is that camera still recording?
And I did not get a chance.
Yo, I'm gonna take your jacket,
actually
yo.
show a bit more about those individuals.
You're lucky you're a little dude.
So much
Nah, that shit's big as hell.
I'm gonna take a quick
That jacket flies. Fuck, yo. Where you get? You got to just tell me where you got it
because I
from.
want you to get
Probably Trey's like,
I want one of them shit so
You
bad.
remember
man.
when we was troopers, it was like, hey, Pat, where we get the garments from? I gotta die. I got a guy.
man.
Big brother, Anthony
Go ahead, Cap, get the
Brown.
order. Get the order, Cap.
I know that our shrine does a lot every year. So I want you to understand that we are doing more than handing out water bottles. Please, brother, that's embarrassing. How about the key to holistic health? You think you have some laws that are supposed to help people not have diabetes? Well, that's not a keto, a lamb, a lot of crazy stuff.
That lamb good.
They reverse diabetes.
And the lamb is in our text.
Bet you they ain't get that from Kemet though.
On certain types of cancer. This is the track record you're seeing.
1 minute.
There are thousands of people that have benefited from that. And I want to say, I want you to look at these folks in arts and culture. You are wearing a piece by Baba Haru.
I got a piece by Baba Haru. That nigga make some fly ass shit, yo. Nah, hell no, that shit fly.
And
Shit fly.
he was quiet.
Shit fly.
Because you're wearing a piece.
My shit fly. My shit fly.
How about Pharoah Sanders, amazing jazz musician, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
This nigga talk about jazz musicians, niggas that make music.
They're gay. Earth, Wind, and Fire's gay.
Yeah, they gay. Yeah.
That dude has a bird. That's a
That
coach.
shit fly. My shit fly. My shit fly.
But they're still gay. No,
That's what I was asked. Not Garfield, not Matter. They put together the debate. This brother came here drunk and didn't prepare. Ask UPK to refund your funds. Because he did not answer anything.
All right, time.
Get him, Cap.
All right, we're gonna do a question and answer.
Hey, this is a fly ass train, I must add though.
Hold on.
Slide. I'm sorry.
Hold on, bro. All right, so we're gonna do a question and answer period. You guys, hold on, I can't really double check you guys. Hold on 1 second here.
He said, shout out to Baba Haru.
Captain Tazaryach.
Hey, shout out to Baba Haru. Hey, can Jabari go first? I went first the last 5 minutes.
No. You're gonna question him first.
No, he can question me first.
Is Jabari, only Jabari is okay with that?
I'm
okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, Jabari, you question him first. It's gonna be what, 5 or 10 minutes? 5 minutes or 5 minutes?
First question.
All right, go ahead.
You called it the Moabite stone.
Hold on, Jabari. I'm sorry. Hold on, I gotta start the time. Hold on. Go ahead.
Most people call it the Meshta stone, but you mentioned the Moabite stone. You said that it proves that David existed. Can you explain that?
Yeah, or the
Can you explain?
because on the Moabite stone, the king of Moab. I'm just trying to pull up the link that I have here.
You're gonna take a while.
No, I'm not. I already got it. I was prepared for you. Like you try to say I didn't have those sources and shit like that. You got fucked up. So the Mestele is the king of Moab. Talk about how he destroyed David or destroyed the nation of Israel. So that's why I quoted that. And then when you read it, it tells how Moab gives their version of the events, but in 2 Kings 3, it gives a different account of the events. So before this Moabite stone existed, this was one of the artifacts, Moab is one of the nations that the archaeologists would say the Bible was full of shit. Until they found the stone, which the stone wasn't discovered until 1868. And so once it had David or once it had Israel mentioned in there, it verified, you had an outside source outside of the Bible that verified the Mestele or the Moabite stone.
I think you should read that again. Not for us, just read it again, because you're incorrect.
No problem. It's clear that it's an extra biblical source that verifies the nation of Israel.
Well, you said it verified that David was an actual person.
Mm-hmm. I did.
That's not what it does.
What does it do?
You tell me I've read your sources.
Okay, so then I can't ask you no question. Maybe that'll be a question I'll counter ask you. You can ask me the next question.
If you'd like to ask a question, you can.
No. You're supposed to only ask me questions during this round, and then
Okay, good. Okay, good. I have some more questions for you.
Yes, please.
I'd like for you to explain why you are saying that I should not challenge you on the term Christ, which I acknowledge is a Greek term, when the Bible, the New Testament, which you also read, most of it is written in Greek. And you have also used the word Christ.
Oh, well, I use the Christ to this day. When I'm talking about Christ, is because Christ is like the word that people know, Jesus Christ. So even Jesus I use as a common term. But if I was to say his name, I would say Yahushua. When you go into the Hebrew, when you go into the actual language, it's Mashiach. So if you're going to try to equate what the Egyptians correlate to Christ, you would have to make sure it correlates to the Hebrew word for anointed, because that's what Christ means. Christ means anointed. So you would have to show in the Hebrew that it's Christ also.
But brother, is Jesus in the Old Testament?
Yes. Well, when you say Jesus, you talk about the name Jesus or Jesus himself?
Brother.
I just want to be clear. I can answer either. I can answer.
Be clear that the New Testament is Jesus' name.
Well, Jesus is mentioned in the Old Testament. It's Joshua in the Old Testament. So I'm about to educate you because you don't know this. So
most of the story that you're describing that includes Yeshua is in the New Testament, which is primarily written in Greek.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with.
Can you acknowledge that you were incorrect?
No. I agree that they was under Roman rulership. But what you'll also find is that they spoke Hebrew. Paul spoke Hebrew. Matthew spoke Hebrew. When Christ spoke to Paul, he spoke Hebrew. It's just we was under Greek rulership. But you can't say that nobody didn't know how to speak Hebrew. Even when you go into the Acts, when Paul was going to get arrested, when Paul said he was a citizen, the Roman centurion said, "Canst thou speak Greek?" The reason why he's saying, "Canst thou speak Greek?" because Paul spoke Hebrew as well.
Two things.
I cut you. I just cut you. I just cut you. Then why you asking me questions about the New Testament? And when you get cut, you just got cut. Now you want to say Paul didn't exist?
You're putting the knife in your own chest here about that.
Then why even ask me a question? Hey, Jabari. Okay, no sweat, no problem. No. Jabari, get it in, Jabari. Get it in. That's right. Get it in.
So you are saying that we cannot prove, that I should not sit here and prove that the term Christ is actually from a Kemetic origin. I acknowledge that it's Greek, but your text, a large section of your text is written in Greek.
That's not what I said. What I said was.
Okay, let's move on.
I bet you do want to move on.
Jabari, just remember that you asking the question.
Yeah, you asking me the question.
You're unable to answer the question.
I answered it.
I want you to also recognize that when you say the book of Amenhotep, that's wrong. I want you to acknowledge that Psalms is not connected to the Amenhotep.
I never said that.
Yes, you brother.
I said clearly when I gave the breakdown, it was Proverbs and Yes.
If when we look at the tape, if you say that you are citing Psalms and Amenhotep in your last round, will you acknowledge that means that the Hebrews in this room have to acknowledge that you are?
No, because I didn't say that. When I gave, let me answer the question. I just want to answer the question that you asked. When I gave my rebuttal, I clearly broke down with my PowerPoint that unfortunately the people couldn't see. I even gave the source. It was Patrick Clark, an Egyptologist, that gave a breakdown of Proverbs versus Amenhotep. And I even said I was prepared for you.
We'll play it back.
Play the tape back.
Do you also know you spelled it wrong on the screen?
I don't give a fuck about that nigga.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that because the only thing you're able to do is act like we're in high school.
No, it's not about acting about we're in high school. See, and here's the thing. And I'm gonna answer. Let me just answer Garfield. No, let me go. But Garfield, let me respond to his statement. Yeah, but you letting them talk to me like that, Garfield, and I should be able to respond.
Have your chance. Have some decorum.
This is terrible moderation.
My final question, can you acknowledge that your ancient texts describe mestiza beped, where your rabbis were biting the foreskin off of babies, and in fact, it's still being done by some.
Can you show me, and even in the Talmud, I am answering, I'm answering. Okay, no problem. I'll rephrase it. Nowhere in the Talmud, which I don't subscribe to, does it say to put your mouth on a penis. I challenge you to show me where it says by mouth. I challenge you, because it doesn't say that. The white man, being the devil, wants to suck on a baby penis, just like you Egyptians. Right. But even the Talmud that they're following does not say by mouth. I challenge you to show that.
Your time to ask questions. Hold on, let me stop the clock. We went up to almost 8 minutes. So
Don't sweat. So can I freestyle my first 3 minutes? Listen, when he say,
Hold on. You gotta ask him a question.
Can I make a statement first though? Because you wouldn't let me.
Ain't no statement. You gotta ask questions, bro.
No, but you let Jabari make a statement.
No, you gotta ask questions. I stopped it. You gotta ask questions. Because when he was with Jabari, he was making statements when I had to stop it because you tried to respond to the statement.
Right, but you let him make a couple of statements. So can I just get one statement? It's just a scripture.
Oh, question. Ask a question. Yeah, we gotta keep it.
Oh, you text me? Text me.
All right. Question.
I ain't get it. I got you, Garfield. Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. Don't go yet. Hold on 1 second. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
When you ready. Set. Go.
Okay. My first question. What from a Kemetic source is the solution for black people in 2021? From a Kemetic source.
I think that one of the things that you should recognize is that the book of Maxims of Ptah actually are very helpful in this regard. The Maxims of Ptah explain how you should behave with other people's wives. They explain how you should recognize the ancestors.
Can you read it?
Also explain. Well, I mean, if you want me to, it's going to take time for me to pull it down.
I thought you would. Well, if you were prepared for the debate, I thought you would have had it.
No, brother. Come on, don't do that. You're asking a very specific question.
Yeah, that's the subject of the debate.
Hold on, guys. Remember, you're just asking a question.
You wasn't doing this a minute ago.
Yeah, you wasn't doing this like this was the subject of the debate.
Here it is. Here's
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
let me start here. It can only take me a second to get the book.
Mm-hmm.
They're all here. They're all
Oh,
here.
bear in mind, let me pause the time. You can't tell Jabari how to answer the question, though.
I'm not telling him how to answer it. All I said was,
You told him you read it. You said you gotta read it.
I said he should be prepared, is what I said.
He's a priest, though.
Hey, Garfield, man, let this man rock, yo. Let this.
I know that, but I mean.
But you ain't do that with me though.
I know that. You gotta keep. I had to stop Jabari at one point because he was harassing the rest. You gotta ask questions. So you ask a question, somebody asks a question. You can't tell him how to answer.
I didn't tell him how to answer, Garfield.
You told him to read it.
You said you wanted me to read it.
Read it.
Yeah, I do want him to read it.
So I got the book.
I don't know.
That's Garfield. Hey, Jabari, I didn't stop you from getting the book. That's Garfield stopped you from getting the book.
Here we go.
I'll read.
Go ahead.
Now, I know many of these off the top of my head because I cite them every day, but he wanted me to read it. So here's part of it. Don't be proud of your knowledge. Consult the ignorant and the wise. The limits of art are not reached. No artist's skills are perfect. Good speech is more hidden than greenstone, yet it may be found among the maids at the grindstone. This actually refers to how you should not be conceited and overconfident. You should recognize that those poor working women have great wisdom.
He don't
How
follow
about
that.
this? If you meet a dispute in action, a poor man not your equal, do not attack him because he is weak. Let him alone; he will confuse himself.
My next question is no sweat. In Genesis, how does Genesis the first chapter correlate to any of your creation stories? Because you have more than one. So how does Genesis the first chapter correlate to any of your creation stories?
You're actually correct that there are probably at least 9 creation stories.
10.
At least 9
10.
creation stories. brother, you would not be able to tell me what tense. I don't know why you're doing it.
Don't ask me a question.
Let me say that when you read the story of the creation of the earth, we see a deity that actually flies above the waters and says, let there be life, and begins creation. Right off the bat, and creates it with a word. All of those things are present in what is usually called Memphite theology, which actually directly goes back to, Memphite theology is carved on the Shabbat stone, which was carved from an old text.
What's the text?
The text is called the Memphite, it's called the Shabbat stone, brother.
So the Shabbat stone says in the beginning, so just so I can be clear, the Shabbat stone says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth.
I'll read it to you.
Yes, please. Yeah. I'm trying to see. Yeah, please.
Okay, this is actually from the Usia from Alama Karanga. By the way, you notice all the books are here.
Now, when you say Usia, is this from the actual text from the Egyptians?
This is a translation of the Shabbat stone.
And who's the translator?
I'm telling you what the text is.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking you where it's coming. I am listening to you. Okay, and who's the translator?
It's the Shabbat stone. I'm sorry?
And who's the translator?
The translator is Malama Karanga.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead and read it.
Okay, here it is. Thus said Ra, the Lord of all, Lord of the utmost limits, after he had come into being. I am the one who came into being as Kappa. I am who comes into being and brings into being. When I came into being, myself, I came into being. I'm going to go a little bit further down. Here's a part here. Many were the beings that came forth from the commandments of my mouth. Heaven had not yet come into being, nor had earth come into being.
Now, how does that correlate with Genesis, the first chapter?
Brother, you are hearing a deity create, I can go a little bit further now, create all of the things over the waters, and he creates them with the word, and also creates the firmament on which he stands on.
Okay, so now here's why I make that statement. And in Genesis, the first chapter, that's not the Most High at all in this chapter. And that's why I make that statement. In Genesis, the first chapter, the Most High, or a single deity, is not anywhere in this chapter. That's Christ and the angels doing the work here. So when I asked you to show me in the beginning, God created heaven and earth was without form and void, you did not show that. The topic of this debate was, does Kemet influence the Bible? I searched every creation story. I have not seen one. I'm going to come to it. I have not seen one creation story that correlates with Genesis, the first chapter. So now I guess my final question would be, what would be a secondary solution for the conditions, let's say, of black people on drugs? Like, what are you going to go through in the Kemetic studies for brothers and sisters on drugs, for abortions, for murder? What do you do to address that?
The first thing we have to do, and I truly believe this, is when people understand who they are, when they're able to take away all of the mental and spiritual shackles that Europeans, that the Talmud placed on us, some of these problems disappear. There's a reason why they changed our names and forced us not to be able to speak our ancient tongue. Because when you actually don't understand who you are, your oppressor can tell you who you are. So some of these problems are connected to understanding who we are. Additionally, there are a large number of Kemetic holistic practitioners that have protocols to deal with detox.
But is it anywhere from Kemet? Like, what from Kemet do you use to fix them?
What are you saying?
Like, so for example, when we go out and teach, the Bible is our backbone. So we pull scriptures. So what pyramid text or, what text do you pull from?
In this instance, I would pull the text that actually comes off of the entire wall. Now you're going to ask me what the name of the text is. The name is the temple Huto. It's all of the writing on the temple of Huto. It actually explains how the priest must prepare for the place in the temple and describes detoxing.
And do y'all actively go out and do y'all act?
I'm not finished.
Well, I'm the one asking the question, so I can interrupt you when I feel like. Are y'all actively? Because I get your point. You saying that y'all is on the wall. Are y'all actively out on the streets doing that?
Yes. When you say on the streets, I want you to be clear that because you don't see people on corners does not mean that we're not doing work.
No, streets is just so you know, just so you know, Jabari.
On corners for 30 years, most of it was person, women, and some people.
No, we don't. You got the wrong people. Yeah, Jabari, you got the wrong people.
All right, hold on a second, let me look at this. This right now is a closing argument. You go first, right, Tazaryach?
I don't know. You tell me.
You would because I started.
Yeah, he did start the 5 questions, so it'd be fair if I go first. I won't be long. I won't be long at all.
Closing remarks, 5 minutes. Well, it can't be long because it's 5.
Well, I don't know. What I'm saying, I don't even know if I'll be the 5
You
minutes.
screen for your final?
No, I'll just talk.
I'm gonna start the clock when you're ready, okay?
I appreciate it. You can start it now. I'd like to bid adieu to Kemet. They definitely died tonight. I bid adieu for my interactions with Kemet. Jabari waited 2 years, and I really thought it was going to be a more, I don't know, I just expected more. I expected a lot more to come from Jabari than just a Christian argument. I was highly disappointed in this debate. It'd be hard pressed to get me to care or give a damn about Kemet. Kemet doesn't give a damn about black people. They're just as much as part of the homosexuality push that America is a part of. There was no disputation of the quotes that I pulled out of their Kemetic records of the homosexuality that they brought out. So I say goodbye. Jabari is definitely a good debater. I like Jabari. Jabari even said himself he likes me. So we have a good decorum. This is just a spirit of debating. In debating, you're going to say stuff and do everything like that, but I have no ill will towards Jabari. But as far as Kemet goes, they got the shit beat out of him tonight. He didn't show anything. I had to ask him in the question and answer what actually fixes, and I don't believe that stuff he had. So with that, I think that's all I got to say. I'll yield with that.
All right. Jabari, I'm gonna, you know you have over 3 minutes left, right? Tazaryach?
Yeah, I don't think it'd take that long to close out when you won.
All right, cool. All right, Jabari, let's tell me when you want me to start, my brother. You got 5 minutes.
You can begin, and I'd like you to give me a 2 and a 1 minute.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, he need that.
You know, I was serious when I spoke.
Yeah, this is my shit. You can't stop the rain when it starts.
This debate was whether Kemet is the root to biblical thought and ideas.
That's not what the flag said.
When it starts to fall.
Giving you sources.
Right, nigga, you can.
How
Shit crazy. That nigga wild out, yo. Y'all gotta watch BMF, man. Y'all would be laughing with me right now if y'all watch the show.
I'm laughing with you. Who's
It's on Stars.
The biblical thought actually comes from that.
I don't know.
How texts have been taken directly from him. Then I showed you scholars. I showed you the scholars.
You can't stop the rain. Y'all study so much, Kadazai. Why did you make me study, Kadazai?
People were able to actually see.
Kadazai was like, listen, I'm on the phone with Kadazai going over the debate and shit. Kadazai was like, you have to know this, Cap, because he's going to bring it out. Bring it up when? On the clubhouse? That's what I'm saying. I didn't have to. No, stop. Because I asked you if I should bring it up, and what did you say? You didn't bring it up.
I'm not going to argue with you in public, my lord.
He's basically saying, when we get on the phone. But Kadazai, you can take this book. Hey, this book here, right? You want to take this book or no? You want to leave it here? This photo side now. I'm going to leave it here. Oh, you want to take it? But I don't know if you want to take it on the boat. You want to take it on
I
the boat?
want you to understand
The photo
that
sign?
right off the bat, once I tell
I'll
you
leave it here
that
for now.
Verbatim portion in the Bible.
Don't let nobody can touch this
That's
book.
game over. That's game over. And he tried to pretend I didn't do it for a minute.
You don't do
And then he tried to tell you something about
These niggas can't read. You watch Dune?
Yo, we fell asleep on that shit in here, yo. It was like all it was like music playing and shit. Like a bunch of listen, hey, everybody was like, is it me or is it just music? We watched the Western with Idris Elba. That shit was fire.
He's not above her. He's not beyond redemption. He has a lot of work to do.
With no Africans in the
This could have been a really substantive conversation. And he didn't end up doing that. He thought it was a dagger to superimpose my face and Senator's face on some images that he doesn't understand.
He burnt on that shit. He ain't like that shit.
Nah, he didn't like that.
He burnt.
I want you to understand that returning to our African tradition will continue to
Yeah, I actually watched one of his church sermons.
Many of you
One
are
of his
still
The first one's in his living room, right? And they got chairs out there, and then actually it's like a church. Like they really up there, whatever the fuck they say. And he's up there, and he's right there, swinging around. It's a real church service. You know what I'm saying? Like they singing songs and all that shit. He's up there saying some shit. It's a real church service. You been there before, Cat?
Hell no. Try to catch me slipping. You been there before, Cat? Let me find out.
I'm there most of the time, man.
And someone who believes that Jesus the Christ is a literal person, you are a Christian. That's who you are.
1 minute.
And so I want to be clear that he says all I showed you was Christian stuff, but that's all I needed to show you because that's actually who you are. Simply saying that you're in the lineage of someone, by the way, which makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. If you believe the Hebrews went into Africa in 70 AD and were pulled out in the 14th century, you were there for 1,300 years. You're not an African, even if you believe that story. Ridiculous. We must do better. We must do better. Peace.
All right, thank you, Jabari. I'm gonna, first of all, I need to say thank you guys for a wonderful debate, a wonderful discussion. I hope people were able to take notes and learn from whatever they heard tonight. I want to say thank you again, Jabari, for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And ladies and gentlemen, this man is busy.
He's blocked you from
And Captain Tazaryach, thank you for taking the time away from your.
Hey, Garfield, you blocked me from unmuting, bro.
Just to put a presentation together. We
She
appreciate
can't
you
unmute.
doing that. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna stop the recording right now. All right?
Recording stopped.
That's gonna be saved in cloud. Now, if anyone has, I don't know if it's up to Jabari, and it's up to Tazaryach. I'm gonna have people ask questions or make comments. They have 20 seconds, they have 30 seconds to ask a question or make a comment, and then that's it. That's it.
We can call in?
All right, so if you have a question, raise
No,
your
I'm
hand.
calling Garfield.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, you want to block me from unmuting, man?
Say that again?
I can't unmute.
You can't unmute?
No.
I have to do that because,
No, I understand. Just.
Yeah, I have to do that.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, I had to do that.
All right.
So
Everybody
you
else
have
is
to,
unmute.
Turn on the blocking because people were trying to interrupt, so I had to.
No, I'm with you on that. I was just letting you know that. I got about it's 10:47. I got to about maybe 11.
What you got? Just if you could take a few questions.
Yeah, I'll take like 1 or 2 questions if Garfield. Excuse me, if Jabari wants to take 1 or 2.
Hold on, who's this? Paradigm shift. I'm gonna ask you to unmute and go ahead and ask the question. You got 30 seconds. Let's go.
You gotta be on the joint
Well,
to actual call.
Captain Zora, first of all, both brothers. I want to ask Captain Zora, when we talk about homosexuality, how does he explain, or how would he explain why David and Jonathan compared, why David compared his relationship to Jonathan for them one?
Actually, Garfield, I can't unmute again, man. Garfield, I can't unmute.
You muted Tazaryach.
Yeah, you gotta unmute me, Garfield.
All right, cool. I got you.
All right.
I'm sorry, family. I gotta
I'm new to Tazaryach. Oh, I gotta find him. Oh, man.
Alright.
I'm gonna just leave myself unmuted, Garfield. I just won't talk.
You're
No
Jabari.
sweat. So in the passage that you're talking about when it says the love that that Jonathan and David has surpassed the love of a woman, that's not homosexual. It's what brothers do every day. This is Paradigm. You ever seen the movie Belly? Okay, so I'm gonna just answer directly. So when it talks about the love surpassing the love of, it's not talking about sex at all. It's talking about a brother being a rider for a brother, no matter what. And I always use the same analogy in the movie Belly when DMX needed Nas, T-Boz told him not to go. But DMX needed him. And so he went with his brother because that was his brother. It's not talking about sex at all. Because that would be an abomination. So it's just talking about a love that you have for a brother. It's almost like today when they say bros before, the word, don't want to say the word, but a brother being a rider for his brother. That's all it's talking about.
Hey, for everybody that's still here, the after show is gonna be on Sonnet Studios. They're gonna be live in about 10 minutes.
I bet.
So I'm not gonna do this too long, so let me just get a few questions in.
Right, and then when it says Jonathan, I don't think it says Jonathan stripped naked, but when it say he took off his garment, he didn't have to be in the presence of David to take off his garment. Only a gay person thinks he get naked in front of him. I've given garments to plenty of brothers. I ain't get naked in front of them to give them the garment.
Right.
Only faggots and Kemet believe that.
All right, we need that black line to be, come on, black line. I'm using yourself.
Hotel, Mr. Shalom, to my brother, Captain.
Hey, what's going on, Black Lion? What's going on?
What's happening with you, bro?
I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go.
That's good, man. That's good.
Kilo Kid. That's that song.
To my brother Jabari, this performance, good debate, good information.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Brother Jabari, I want to do something that I didn't hear Captain Tazaryach do, and that's address what Jabari actually said. You mentioned the attacking in Kemet, which I understand was like the dwelling of the nectars, like a sar, the needle of Amun Ra was his dwelling. Isn't it being called a phallus from the school of thought of Sigmund Freud?
No, actually, that's the question. Isn't it from Sigmund Freud?
Yes, isn't that from his school of thought? Isn't he the one that came up with it being a phallus?
No. I pulled some text, but I don't know how long it's gonna take me. But let me say to you that in the narrative of us putting the pieces of the SAR back together, often we hear that one of the pieces was missing. Depending on which story you hear, it was eaten by a fish, whatever. He recreates his henneman, his penis. And the recreation of his henneman is what allows her to take in the seed, and then she's able to give birth to her. So the Tekken is actually an archetype for the henneman of Asar. And you would actually see sometimes them even in the tomb connected to resurrection as well. If you want to know more about it, read the one that is actually in Central Park. There are some good translations of most of the text. And you can, I don't know the city you're in, but you can actually read it.
All right, let me see what that question. God mind, I'm gonna unmute you real quick. God mind, unmute you. You got a question? Let's go.
Yes, I do have a question. With the idea that when you create something, you can only use what already exists. Meaning, like if we were to make a table, we use the tools and instruments that already exist. With Moses being raised in Egypt, couldn't he have already, he would only be able to give to the people for what he got from Egypt, or is that a misunderstanding?
If you're talking about, I'm assuming that question is to me because you mentioned Moses.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. So you learn from any environment that you're in. So Moses, being raised up in Egypt, he learned from that environment, just like we can learn from this environment in America. So in Leviticus, the 18th chapter, verse 3, it says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. That's what he learned. He learned that watching the practices of the Egyptians, we can't do after them. We can't walk after them. And so when you read the whole 18th chapter, when it talks about sleeping with someone near kin to you, your mother, your daughter. I know Jabari brought up Abraham and Sarah were brother and sister. That's just not true. You go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, when you find out that that was not his sister at all, that it was just a lie that Abraham said for Sarah to say. But when you read all the laws, even the mankind with womankind, all of those things is all the things that Moses observed from Egypt and said, okay, we're not doing after them. That's why I said this is a spiritual battle, not a historical battle. Spiritually, we do nothing like the Egyptians, period. So that's what he learned, and it's written in our Bible text. You would just have to, not you yourself, but someone would have to just show me in the Bible text where we copied something after the Egyptians, and I haven't seen it tonight.
All right. Let me get Nick first, and we'll do a few more. Sonny, go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, let me say this, because I wanted to elaborate on the first question that the brother came in and asked Captain Tazaryach. What was that question again, Captain? If you remember the first question he asked you about the love of brothers, is the love that, what was that again?
You talk about David and Jonathan, you trying to save Jabari now.
No, I'm asking the question, brother. I mean,
it was about David and Jonathan.
It got nothing to do with Jabari.
It's about David.
I'm basing this off of the brother's question.
It's about David and Jonathan when their love surpassed the love of a woman.
Right, and this is the point that I'm talking about. Hebrews always twisting the scripture to fit their narrative.
What's your question?
I'm making a statement.
I thought this was only for questions, though.
Hold on, brother. I am gonna. First of all, let me do this. Why are you scared of me, man?
I'm not scared of you, but Garfield wouldn't let me make a statement at all.
I would have been finished already. First,
you're supposed to ask a question.
And then I'm gonna bring in the question.
I just want your question, that's all. If I couldn't make a statement and I'm a debater, you as a questionnaire shouldn't be able to make a statement.
That was at that period of
But
time.
hey, Garfield, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Q&A, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna fall back.
No, I want your question. I'm not scared. I just want your question.
You're scared of me, Captain.
I just all I want is
Are you live yet? Are you live?
all I want is your question.
Why don't you go live? Why don't you go live right now?
Usually, Captain would let me talk, but now he knows that I put that work in. He afraid.
No, you don't put no word. It just sounds like you capping for Jabari. I just want your question.
I'm doing my question based on.
Hey Garfield, when I wanted to make a statement, was you adamant I couldn't make my statement and I yielded, right?
It's free for all right now. It's recording.
Oh, now it's a free fall. Then I tell you what, then you free for all inside. I didn't know it was free
So
fall.
all I was going to say, brother, is that the first question, the love supersedes past of a woman. But this is what I'm saying, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You always, this is what I mean about the Hebrew Israelites. You
Right.
always twist the scripture to make it fit you, as though the Most High came to you and said, Captain, this is what I'm talking about when I mean the love. You can't show nowhere in the scripture where he was talking about David and Jonathan about my love. This is what I mean about my love. That I will die for you and do. No, come on, man. You gotta stop that, Captain.
Okay, so now in that same breath, Sinetta, in that same breath, you can't say that they had any sexual relations either.
I agree.
So the only thing that we can do is go based off of what we know of the Bible. When David committed adultery, he was punished for it. So let's say if there was some type of abominable act that took place, he would have been punished for it. Because David was punished for every ungodly act he committed. So there is no saying that they had sex. So you have to explain that. And brothers do that for brothers to this day. So what is your point?
Hey, family, the post debate is coming up in about 10
Yeah,
minutes.
y'all gonna need that. Y'all gonna need that post debate. And y'all gonna watch, no, you said it's a free fall golf field. Hold on one second. Y'all gonna watch Sarnetta do his best save Jabari ass ever.
Right, that's right. Give it to me. Right, Cat.
You know, you're going on and on and on. And the reality is,
Not me. That's Saab going on and on.
I've been going on and on.
I have not. I tried not to answer the question because it was a stupid question.
You're going to go down.
This is a free for all.
Right.
So now I'm jumping in. And
So jump in, but I don't have to respect you. Do I have to respect you? Do I have to respect you? This is a free for all, right? So I don't have to respect you.
also talks about how to murder women who are not virgins.
Listen, brother, listen, Jabari. It don't say murder no woman that's not a virgin. It says murder a woman that plays a whore.
Oh.
There's a difference.
And what is
And you murder the adulterer too.
it does not say that.
Yeah. And now, how about wait, as you say that, your maxims of Ptah-hotep say your woman. This is what I mean. When if y'all want to have a free for all like this, I'm down for it. Because your Ptah-hotep says. Now I gotta hold on. Why you gonna make me hold on? Let me make my statement first. Your maxim says she offers sexual favors in return for her upkeep.
Right.
She paying for sex.
Read that.
This is in 4 different translations. But I just read it.
That was off of some strange.
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is in the maxims of. It's 4. You gotta stop saying read it, and then I'm gonna read it. I'm just gonna give the translators. The translators is Richard Bruce Parkson, Raymond Oliver Faulkner, Adolph Ehrman, Miriam Litcham. I'm gonna read 10:9 and 10:11. Be gracious to your wife in accordance with what is fair. Feed her well. Put clothes on her back. Ointment is the balm for her body. Remove her from power. When she sees anything, her eye is a storm to her. Restraining her is how to make her remain in your house. That's in your translation. That's in your maxims. I just want to finish. So now
He's cut himself. He said offering sexual favors.
I'm not finished. Okay, you should be quiet because I ain't finished. If you are too strict with her, there will be tears. She offers sexual favors in return for her upkeep. That's Maxims 10 and 11. My nigga, you should stop, yo. You should stop.
To understand that you have no idea what you're reading.
It clearly says, what does it mean she offers sexual favors in return for her upkeep?
I said this earlier, and I'd like to actually respond to it. Scholars actually have said for a very long time to keep her from power.
I'm not talking about that.
Actually, I'm going to talk about the whole thing. And I'm not going to be long. I promise I won't be long. Is actually referring to the judges. Why? Because women in Kemet could actually go to court. They were actually their own people and could actually do actions.
So what you're saying is keep her from being in power.
So they're saying, when they say power, they're referring to the judge. They're saying, if you don't want this woman to leave you, there are a lot of things rubbing her with oil. You're making it sound like she
So now explain the sexual.
And the other thing that it is saying there with regards to sexual favor, this is something that I know that all of you can understand. If your queen is absolutely not pleased, you are not actually having.
That's not what it says.
That is what
it says. She offers sexual favors in return for her upkeep. Meaning she's having sex with you in exchange for a bill getting paid. In exchange for rent. What does it mean? Why is she offering sexual favors in return for something? Yeah, prove it.
In the beginning
Prove it.
of the chapter,
Prove it.
talks about listen. In the beginning part of the same piece you're reading, it's talking about upkeep. It's talking about how you treat her well, how you massage her with
And you get sex. If you keep her well, you get sex.
You are reading the word
And if you keep her well,
it has to do with bills.
and if you keep her well, you get sex. So if you pay her bills, you get sex.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
It says her upkeep. What is her upkeep? Hey, Jabari, what is her upkeep?
Listed in the same.
What is her upkeep? I'm asking you a simple ass question, yo. This shout out to Yakira. They're the first gold diggers.
You've asked the question. You want to answer?
Yeah.
Or no?
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall. I'm not. I'm sober as hell, man. You just getting smoked. Jabari. No, don't end it yet. Wait. Don't. Hey, Garfield, before you end it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Morpheus.
Oh my God.
We can't hear you, Morpheus. And listen, having a drink does not quantify being drunk. If anybody, no problem, Jabari. If anybody goes and look at any of my debates, this is not a big deal. Anybody can go. Yeah, I can hear you now, but let me finish making my statement, Morpheus. One second, Morpheus. Anybody can go and look at any of my debates and see that I clown everyone. I've called Jabari feminine on the street.
Right.
No liquor, no nothing. I've clowned Jabari, Polite, Sinetta, Shaka, everybody on the street without drinking.
Question or what?
I just want to make it clear. Having a drink does not quantify drunk, because you damn right. Listen, make sure y'all go to TLC1214.com, the bottom box. Listen, Jabari, shout out to Jabari. Shout out to Jabari for supporting them body butters.
A dude that's in a room filled with men.
That's right. That's right. Listen, man, we got a lot of wives need them butters.
Right.
Shout out to Jabari. Shout out to TLC. Make sure y'all cop them body butters.
And the push-ups too.
I'm not projecting anything, but shout out to Jabari for promoting them body butters.
You will never use lotion again.
That's right. Listen, Jabari, you never will. Listen, Jabari, order one of my body butters. I guarantee you never use lotion again. I guarantee you.
Garfield, can you let
Get a bang out of life. Hey, what's up, Morpheus? What's going on?
What's up, family, man? Good debate, both of y'all, man.
Thank you, Morpheus.
It's very spirited.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
I have a question that's on my mind for both. And what that is, okay, Captain, I know as far as the Israelite, correct me if I'm wrong, your position is that the Egyptian methods are not real, right? And on the other side also, Jabari, if your position is that Abraham is not real, all these, patriarchs are not real.
That's what I remind you.
Even Yahweh
He
is not
said
real.
you
So now,
that you ate an apple.
I'm
and you
Oh, yeah, I gotta
ate
correct that.
It's a fucking lie.
to define what's real for both of y'all. Because it seems as though what is real, but I'm trying to get to with it.
I think I can understand what you're saying.
What's real, is that subjective or is it objective? Because one position is, that shit is fake, that shit ain't real, right? And, yours is real. And on the other side, also making claim that, that's not real. So, but what's real is subjective.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, Morpheus.
But I want to be clear for someone is that when you say that I am saying that his patriarchs are not real, I am just saying what biblical scholars have said. That's all I'm saying. Jabari Osaze is not the one that is the leader to decide whether the patriarchs are real. That is what the biblical scholars say. And I read these quotes again and again and again. I show you the text again and again and again. This is not to you, this is the and they never contend with the quotes. The reality is that biblical scholars have said that the patriarchs are not historical characters for 30 years. Secondly, when we're talking about the Kemetic deities, I want us to really be clear that real and literal are not synonyms. That in fact, principles can be extremely real. Energy is real, but not literal and historical. And I know you understand, I know you get this, Mr. Morpheus, but it's a little frustrating that I've been explaining this to the Hebrews for like 4 years. I mean, it's just, they're not listening.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
The deities are actually descriptions of the energies of the universe. And those energies behave in certain ways. The Kemetic people name them when they behave in a certain way. And I'm going to tell you that many people understand that principles are real.
Okay.
And so the term that he means is literal and historical. I have no issue whatsoever with the Kemetic people solidifying, mummifying artifacts, animals, people.
No, I'll get the answer to that question too. That was for both of
So
us.
I want to be clear that real is not synonymous with literal and historical.
All right, no problem. I'll get the response to that too. So Morpheus, what I will first say to you is that no problem. That's cool. I just want to answer the question. So Morpheus, to be a more honest question, real is subjective because obviously, depending on what your belief system is, you're going to get rid of someone else's belief system. So because I believe in the Israelite culture, Kemet culture is nothing to me. And then by Jabari's own admission, it is nothing. But when he makes the statement that the scholars say that they're not real, I have a book in front of me called by Douglas Petrovic, The World's Oldest Alphabet. And on page 186 of this book, it says how he questioned 19 out of the 25 International Association Egyptologists membership, and then asked them if they believed if the Israelites lived in Egypt or was there some sort of exodus. And out of those 25, 19 said that there were. So when Jabari makes the claim that no scholar believes in the Exodus or the Israelites was in Egypt or in Abraham or anything like that, it's just not true. So history, I didn't interrupt you when you talked.
You did.
I did not. Not on this question is what I'm talking about. So now, with that said, this is why in the beginning of the debate, I said this is a spiritual debate, not a historical, because history is subjective. History is subjective to whoever wants to subside with it. So that's how to properly answer your question. I don't know who's answering the phone. That's not me. I don't know who's doing it. Hey, Morpheus, is that you? All right, no sweat. I appreciate it, man. It was a nice slaughter. I'll wrap with y'all.
Can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
I never said that the Hebrews were not in there.
No problem. And I never said I ate a damn apple. I never said I never had an apple in my mouth. And you said it's seeds in the apple.
It's on video, brother.
No, I don't know about that one, man. Oh, he ended this shit.
He's a bitch. Yeah, you caught him in a lie. He's a bitch, yo. Good job, Cap.
Most of the time, but I think y'all. Now we can go home.